Okay.
Alright? If he shows up, then we can get it done.
So an hour? We stick to an hour?
Yeah, we're gonna try to get this done in an hour.
Well, technically the library closes at 8.
Well, no, they said they'd give me a key
And agree.
and drop it in the deposit box and stuff.
Let's go with technically closes.
Technically the library closes at 8.
Okay.
Okay.
If it goes over, yeah. Alright, let's, call to order at, I've got 7:04. Let's all rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh my God.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, do roll call.
Fox, absent. Corey,
Here.
Lisa here. I'm gonna leave that open for the moment.
What?
Tom. Martin,
Here.
Cruzy, Pat's gone.
Exit.
Chris,
Gone.
Brian,
Here.
Randy,
Here.
and Missy.
Move on to approval of agenda of January 5th, 2013, or, I'm sorry, of agenda, I think I mixed up this, I've got the old agenda.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think we have a misspelling on the
Backwards,
agenda.
is it?
Yeah, that should be minutes, I don't know what happened here. There should be approval of the agenda of February 5th, 2014.
That's presented.
Do another copy of those?
She does. Give an agenda.
The minutes or the agenda, or both?
Both.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I've been back there, flipped over.
Okay, I guess I'm still confused. Shouldn't this be approval of minutes for January 5th?
Of the agenda first.
Today.
Of
Today's
today's agenda,
agenda.
of February 14th, or February 5th, 2014.
Oh, okay, that's what I was.
Yep,
keep
I am misspelling in that, that's what happens.
I guess I keep locking up on January and I won't get past that.
There he is.
This isn't a misspelling, dear, this is an all-out wrongly.
That's what happens.
Hello.
Yeah, the minutes are for January.
That's where I'm doing
Hey, what do you know?
How you
Apparently
I
did.
did.
Forgot to make those two.
Shh, all right.
And this is 14, not 13, guys.
Does anybody have anything they want to add to the agenda?
Do we need to add Susie on here, or will she be public comment? I thought that we might have her on if she requested that last month.
Don't, we can put her on there, that's fine. Put her under new business, put her after committee rules and handbooks.
Susie?
Mm-hmm.
Susie who's recording.
She's the chamber president.
Okay.
Mrs. President, we're calling.
Oh, all right. And someone want to make a motion to accept them, accept change, unless somebody else has other changes they want to have on the agenda. So do we have a motion to accept those?
Make a motion to accept the minutes, so.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, yes, we didn't
Was
accept the
that,
agenda.
was
I
that the
meant,
agenda or the minutes?
I meant to
Right,
say
the
agenda.
Okay.
Got it
So
all.
now we need the minutes.
Yes, the minutes, sorry.
That's what you're doing. Iceland.
Okay, I was not present. Oh, absent, that's why I can't get past the word and read the next one.
So, approval of the agenda for the minutes of last month?
Yeah, that's what we need a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as, for January 2nd.
I'll second. Mr. Kirk who did that.
Yep.
Public comment? Do we have any public comment?
I do. That was my public comment, was I wasn't on the agenda, and I received a call from you on January the 9th to put me on the agenda. So that was my thing, is I do, and it'll take more than 3 minutes.
I guess I had a misunderstanding there. I thought we were gonna talk before that. That's fine. That's why I didn't get added on. I wasn't sure that you were going to.
I just thought maybe you might have slipped your mind.
No,
Okay.
I didn't know, you didn't confirm, or I didn't confirm, so that I didn't know that it was supposed to be on there, I'm sorry. Any other public comment? On to correspondence, I have none. I don't know if anybody else has received any DDA correspondence.
I think you'll have an email from Kelly in your mailbox today.
All right, I don't check it daily, so I'll look at that and have it for next month. Anything else? Committee reports, I think in the board packet, there's a promotion organization committee minutes. I did not get minutes from the design or the economic development committee, which we need to make sure we get those in, so everybody can see what we're doing. And I'll be honest with you, I'm in charge of economic development, and there wasn't anything voted on. It was kind of a quick meeting. The other one was longer. Melissa, do you want to do the?
Well, I didn't bring copies for everyone, they're in the packets, but I'm assuming that most have looked at them, or not.
They're in email?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got them on email.
Well, the things we still have on from the last time, the DDA manual policy and procedures, we worked up a mission statement, but since then, now that we have the handbooks, all of these that's on this list have changed in light of what's in the handbooks we received. So, with that said, I guess we don't have much of a report, because we're gonna need to review these books and change our plan.
I haven't received the book.
It's a part of the email that was sent out.
The design committee.
There's a design committee, there's a promotion committee, there's an organization committee, and there's a economic development committee handbook, one for each of them.
What committee are you, Randy?
I'm on the economic.
I've got one of those. I got one printed out.
Committee.
Maybe. I don't know if I brought it with.
Okay.
Get with me and I'll get you one.
Those are yours.
We'll have to go with the next.
I'll bring this in next week, we'll schedule that before we leave.
Yeah.
Is there anything else missing?
It's like 40 pages. No, that's it,
Okay.
nothing else.
Design committee, I know when we met briefly. Tom, do you have anything you wanna?
No, we kind of just went over what, I had missed the meeting before, so we went over that, and we talked about the skating rink, Blue Pelican. We talked about the possibility of still going with the skating rink in the downtown area, but doing a smaller one that might be for kids and parents, you know. And then there was talk about maybe doing, if we could get the lake and maybe try to do an area where we could do maybe some speed skating or something, where we could clean off the lake. But right now, we're just kind of reviewing it and kind of looking at it and studying it.
Yeah, we have all the, everything's here. So,
Awesome.
I finished the lighting yesterday. Lyle's gonna pop it up as soon as Timmy throws some sand down. We need 24 degrees, 25 or better, so then it freezes up in his truck.
Yeah.
For
June,
some reason, I don't know what
July.
it is, can we get it at 25 one day? Now, that, I was passing around, there's a picture there of the Bambini. The cool thing about this is you can take it to the lake, we can take it to the, down to the park, you can flood the park, you can flood, take the lake and just get sand to blow the dust off, and we could, shine it all up and cut holes and have a fishing tournament down there, or, and I donated a couple grand, I paid for everything already, don't worry about whatever it is. The guy riding the lawnmower, that's not a lawnmower, and what it does is that there's blades built into it, so it cuts the ice and does just like a Zamboni does. And so when you get uneven, where there's puddles and that kind of stuff, it smooths it out. And then takes hot and cold water, which we have behind the inn, because we already have hot and cold water in the faucet. So we just put hot water in it, and then this goes right behind it and pulls it and does it, and makes it nice and shiny. I got 2 golds that were on sale at MC Sports. So they play hockey. I got a broom hockey set and glow-in-the-dark clubs.
That's really cool.
Huh?
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it only takes about 2 or 3 hours to put this together. I didn't get the one with the borders and everything because the one with the borders was 18 inches high, and I figured somebody would break a shim because you hit that board and you were going too fast. This way you get a toe popper and that's it. You know what I mean? So, and then we'll figure it out. And what I did is I put it on the right side against the fence, 5 feet away from the fence on the front, 5 from the back, 5 from the front. 3 lights going across and Christmas lights going across the fence line to brighten it up. And Sam has already been nice enough to remove the snow. And so what we're gonna do is, and I have an extra shed right in the back, so I parked it all in the shed and everything's in there. So somebody just has to, it's unlocked, just drive it out and go do your Zamboni. And pull up to the dock, take the hose, squirt the hot water in the tank, drain the tank when you're done, whoever's doing it, right? The pathway is from, because I have to keep just a single opening, just because if anybody accidentally carries booze out there, which we're not gonna allow anybody to carry booze out there, because there'd have to be somebody out there to watch us. And so, but they come and get a hot chocolate or do that kind of stuff when they want something. What I think we ought to do is make a sign up real quick. Say, you know, downtown development project, big community type thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Like
lights are already
maybe a
there.
banner type thing, like.
Oh, it doesn't matter, we can make a banner made or something like that, you know, the first project might be a good idea. Get people to say, oh, wow, there's something being done. And the only reason I got the Christmas lights, they were like $5, and they're LEDs, so they're great, so, in all different colors, and they flash and do all kinds of weird stuff. So I figured we just run those, he's gonna run right along the fence line, and then that way, you know, it kind of attracts attention.
What
And then-
size is it? What size is that?
50 by 90.
50 by 90?
Is there some place that a person can sit down out there and take their
Yeah,
shoes
I've
off?
got a whole
and-
bunch of extra benches, they're on the left side, we're just gonna carry those over. And if Sam kinda moves them out of the way and shovels it off once periodically, we might plan. We're gonna have to come in from the back street to bring the Zamboni up, and so we can go on the rink, so we're gonna take a section of fence out. When we do it, just put it right back again.
The
Because,
shed is on your property of the Blue Pelican?
Yeah.
At the same.
yeah, on the south side, you look at, there's a brand new white shed we use for Tuesdays. I just moved everything into the other shed, and you can drive right up in it. So you can drive into it with your Bambini and your Zamboni, and do your thing. The cool thing, like I said, is it's totally portable. You could actually go do it in Ellsworth if you wanted to, and I have a nice trailer if anybody wants to use it to go take it somewhere. You know, like if you want to take it down to the park, because the best place to put it for ice is right there by the corner store, where the docks are. You know, so if anybody wants to get something before the end of the year, like some kind of little fishing tournament to where we could clear the ice, that would be cool. And like I said, you wanna flood the park there, you could do that.
So basically, it's pretty much the tractor and the Zamboni, and there's no border, so you could set something up down, like you said, like if I'm understanding
Anywhere.
correct. Okay, so yeah, it says no
As long as we
borders,
can drive down to it with that little
tractor.
tractor.
Oh, that's beautiful, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, you know, the cool thing is it's like a ride lawnmower, so it was like $2,000 or something like that, so it is, this liner too is really, really thick, and it only takes, we could actually take the 50 by 90 and roll it up if everybody wants to pump a 400-pound liner, but I don't think everybody's gonna be wanting to do that very much. But down at the lake, like you said, it's frozen, we can just resurface it, clean it up, do some
Yeah.
kind of crazy thing. We can have like an open tournament with no checking, which kind of covers the insurance. I found out the insurance covers me at my golf course, it covers me here, that covers me everywhere. And then I add as additional insured the downtown development leagues, the village of Central Lake and the board members and all that kind of stuff, so that we can sue us if they break an ankle. And then, you know, we follow the one for the village from the lake. And I'm sure that'll cover it too, because any kind of activities or something that covers it, as long as there's no checking, that's the word. Checking causes injuries and, you know, tripping over each other, that's one thing, but body checks and they said no.
When do you think we're waiting for 25-degree days, what you said, as far as time?
Everybody knows the weather's like.
Yeah.
So you bought the Zamboni and the skating ring?
Everything's done.
Okay, well, I thank you very much. Appreciate this. That's a wonderful start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's
Yeah.
with the understanding that the
We're gonna
DDA is gonna be paying
DDA
back.
paying for
Okay.
the rink, correct?
Huh?
Because I'm correct, you want paid back for the rink, you were donating to the Zamboni machine? Or did
Well,
I
they
understand
two
that
ran
wrong?
towards it, which gets you down to about 6.
Still need 6,000.
Yeah,
And that would zero everything out.
yeah.
So it's
And I'll do
8,000.
anything else, don't worry about it.
Okay,
So we owe you 6.
Yeah.
okay, 8 total.
Well, it's really 9 or 10, don't worry about it. It's, because I'm getting some, Timmy Buffman's gonna do the sand or that, it cost me about 1,500.
Did you know that they talked to Nate today at Cornelli? Because they have sand. Nate was gonna call them. If they were having trouble getting sand, Cornelius has sand they can get into.
Oh, really?
That's not all froze up, but it still has to be a warm day to keep it hauling here, it would freeze in their truck. So maybe that's why Timmy said that,
That's, I
maybe he
mean,
has
the
talked to
freezing the
them
truck
already.
thing is the biggest problem, they can't get it out of the truck if we can't.
Yep.
It would be warm day to
Next
do it.
Wednesday, they're calling for 24.
Yeah.
Should we be?
Yeah, the thing is, if you had a cover on the truck, you'd probably make it and hurry up and dump it
Yeah,
quick.
I know Nate was gonna.
But I
talk
thought
to
his
them.
pits were, I guess they're frozen.
It was solid up. What about snow removal from it? What's the plan for that? I mean, from the rink as it snows during the winter, can the DPW drive on top with a pickup?
I think
Or
that
the
we
little
keep up with
blower
it, they
or
can use
whatever?
the snow blower.
The snow blower, okay.
Yeah, snow blower's enough to where we can chip away with it, because what happened is that Bambini, what it does is, as you see the back of it, it's a pipe, that's all it really is, with little holes in it all the way across. And the water comes down and then it freezes immediately, so it just resurfaces it. That's how they all do it anyhow. It's just a miniature version of it. And the thing is it's, if we do a really big area, it'd be too much like work. With this, it takes probably 45 minutes to do it. Half hour, 45 minutes. Just depending on how bad it's messed up from whatever weather, because it's outside.
Should we issue a press release or
Up to you guys.
do something so that we can put it out in the papers, or you get the Central Lake News, you get
I
It's
think you
reviewed.
put something
We
in
talked
there.
about it, yep.
Do we wanna wait until it's,
Till we get the sand?
Let's get-
till the sands are, you know what I mean, rather than people think, wow, it's coming, and think, oh no.
Just a
no,
short
we-
blurb
we-
that says an ice
25.
rink is coming, it doesn't say
That would be
anything more,
good.
just an ice rink
Yep.
is coming, and then watch for further details.
And the good thing is if we decide to do the one next, you should have some money left over, you could probably do, if you're gonna put a couple benches and do something between Bachman's and whatever, and you cleared that place out, you could flood that also, right? And what you can do is, we can use a bigger line, a line or a cheap one, or something like that. You know, for the kids to use.
Yeah.
Because if you see the design, it's pretty simplistic. It's a 6-inch PVC pipe. And what you do is, there's another pipe that snaps over top of it. So what you do is you lay the pipe out, the whole framework, and that's all you do is lay the tarp over top of it, and then you snap this, another piece of PVC, which is just a little bit bigger, and cut, with a cut in it, and it snaps, bing, 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 bing. Right? And that's it.
slick.
That's as cool as it is.
Yeah.
And that's why you gotta be kinda level, because if we're off a little bit, we're about 8 or 10 inches on one side and a little on the other, so
No, no, no.
take forever to freeze. This way, 4 inches can freeze pretty darn fast.
I like that.
What are you gonna do with big sand pits in the summertime?
I'm just gonna play grass on it.
Next winter, huh?
No, it's not gonna hurt it over the winter. It won't hurt it being covered up. No different than snow being on top of it.
Yeah, and then just roll it up in the spring and put it away, right?
Yeah.
But I think Martin's more concerned about
You
the
have a bunch
sand.
of sand and, pretty much beating your lawn right up,
Yeah, I got a sprinkler system in here.
so.
Yeah, so what I'm just gonna do is in the spring, I'm gonna have, Mike Roach just extend the heads for me. Bring it up to the
The lawn back in there?
yeah, no big deal.
Okay,
I'm not concerned.
well,
Has anybody looked into like skates or skate rentals?
eBay, $20,
What's
brand
that?
new.
Huh?
I said I got mine off eBay, $20 brand new.
I thought she was looking into
I
it.
said-
Michelle is looking into rentals.
Okay.
Yeah.
What-
I think you said 200.
No.
I was like, whoa.
Well, there is a, I mean, there's like 3 or 4 places on the internet you can buy them from that I was gonna give her, that I found real, like in 5 minutes.
Wow,
So, yeah, wholesale, ice skates.
played against sports probably.
Well,
has
she was
some-
thinking about doing it and then renting them out through her store.
That'd be great.
Bachman's?
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's wonderful.
The only thing is, I told her, I said, just remember, you're gonna have like a gazillion sizes. They tell you which ones are the popular ones. You know, I think 9.5, 10.5 for guys are the kind of norm.
12.
Huh?
You don't get to
He
skate.
threw the word norm in there.
I don't need to skate.
Now, the other thing is this broom hockey thing, which is kind of fun. It's just a little kit that I got. And what it is these sticks, and you got these round balls, and then you're playing the same nets as you play hockey in, and you run around on the ice, and you can use those rubber things you put on your feet to not slip.
Oh,
Yeah. Just those little pullover type
Little booty
guys.
things, yeah.
Little booty things, yeah. And I thought that'd be cool because, you know, somebody could go out there and play who doesn't ice skate.
Yeah, they don't need skates or anything.
No.
Yeah, just go on the ice.
Press
They
on
pad in their
coordinates.
ass and a helmet, so when they fall, they bang their head.
That'd be me.
Yeah, I wear a football helmet if it was me. Football
I
helmet.
fall once and just sit there and watch the game go on.
How often do you have to treat the ice, do you know? Is it once a day or once a week or?
Oh, I would say that if you got a lot of activity, you should do it during next time.
There.
Yeah, they do it every day, usually. Here's the thing, I mean, some days you're not gonna be able to skate because the snow's gonna be too deep, other days you're gonna have, you know, it's one of those things, I don't think it's even gonna be open, but, and that's what you gotta figure out. What are you gonna do and how many volunteers can we get to kind of
Keep
work
it
it?
cleaned up.
Yeah, keep it cleaned off you know, and I don't know, do we wanna put some kind of box out there as a donation to the DDA or something, you know? That might be an
I think it'd be
idea.
a great idea.
Yeah, I think-
It couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, get something
That's good.
that we can like, put 6-inch lag bolts in a tree or something.
Yeah.
I would be really interested in that box.
I'll see if I can find something.
The $3.12 that's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll take the box and all.
Well, there's a volunteer meeting in February at the school.
26,
Yeah, and maybe that's a good, I mean, it's a bunch of kids will probably be there because it's at the school.
And you know every kid out there's gonna wanna ride that stupid Zamboni.
Well, that,
Just
I guess you have that
because
thing
For proper
for the,
donation.
Yeah, there
the
you go.
grocery store has.
They'll be lined up to run that one.
Get the
Oh, you
volunteer
don't-
plan, get people together. That'd be a great first project for them to volunteer and be there to,
There you go.
because I think what it is, the first couple times you open up, you ought to have some representative there,
Oh,
or
yeah.
some you just kind of watch out.
Just
And
somebody-
and also, I think what we ought to do is, if you can have a banner or something, I'll have a sign too, like what the rules are. You know,
Sign with the rules.
yeah,
It's not
you
bad.
know, no body checking, you know,
If you write it down, they're gonna know.
Do we need a sign that says skate at your own risk, like
yeah,
the pool would
I
have?
would, all that kind of stuff, stay at your own risk, fall down,
No
go boom, your fault.
unsupervised children.
No referees on duty.
I know Staples makes banners almost while you wait, like 6 foot by 2 foot.
Yeah.
I will donate half the cost of the banners if somebody else or others wanna join in on it. For the rules and the DDA sign, just,
Like an advertise.
yeah, cause then those can go on your fence with your lights. So I'll
Well,
donate
put your
half
little
the,
company logo in the corner.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Like the Red Wings have or, oh, yeah.
Well, that's another thing you do, I mean, seriously.
Little Caesar's
you could
Pizza.
You could literally, do
Geico.
like he did. Yeah, anybody wants a banner, just triple the price of the banner and,
Well, that's actually a good idea. I mean, you might as well take advantage of, if you're gonna donate half the cost, put advertising, do it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You can get a couple other businesses to do it, I
Listen, you
mean.
should sell other banners, somebody should, like you said, other banners to hang on the fence around it, for
Yeah.
advertising,
Just
just like they did
just
at the
like
ball
the
field.
softball.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
we
what
can
makes it
put-
look neat.
and-
Yeah, I do too, I think it gives
Yeah.
it that look that you want.
Yeah, and we'll put a couple, I got a bunch of we'll put some trash cans out and that kind of stuff, for people to throw debris and,
We can get nice cans donated to if you want new 55-gallon drums.
or just bring some of the ones up from the,
Yeah, if you have
Park.
them, if not, yeah, we can, we
yeah,
can get
for the
brand new
winter,
ones
because
in
they're not
the
being
time.
used down there in the winter, so just bring it
Right.
up there. And the same thing, it's like, you know,
We do the other half on it.
like the picnic tables, you can bring those up, you know, after the fall, you just bring them up.
Oh,
in the yard,
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, just utilize what we already got, you
Getting
know?
wordy
Yep.
now, so that I'll pay for somebody will get
If
some
you can figure out where to get it, I'll do the
staples.
layout for it.
Staples, they're
How
pretty
do you
well.
order and have it sent to you?
Pardon me?
Well, if we're thinking of
Online.
doing
Just
sponsors,
change it
you know,
online.
maybe
Give a
all the
logo.
banners should look the same, you guys want to get one that's
Yeah.
this way,
Would
one that's
you?
the other way, so I might suggest.
get
getting
out
it
the
on
size,
talk
right?
about it for a second.
yeah,
I think Jack,
I agree. At
What's
least
that?
the size on them, right?
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
design them if they
Yeah,
want.
so that
within
they're
that.
all looking the same, it's not that you have one that's
Well,
40 feet
so,
long and
say
you
that
have
again,
one
so,
that's
so
2 feet long.
standardizing on,
Yeah,
on what?
Yeah, just like Ralph has done up at the softball field, they're all the same
you're gonna
size,
get
they all look,
something.
you know, not the same
Yeah, sure.
design per se, but same size.
Did you guys catch that?
I'm sorry.
With the banners and stuff, maybe make them all this, like, I think they're talking doing some advertising or something up there.
Well, if we have sponsors, you know, like you buy
12
one,
or
you buy one,
something.
you buy one, yours is gonna look as the same size as his, so yours isn't 2 feet wide and yours is 10 and yours is
Oh, make all the
14.
banners the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
come
agree.
up with some
Just make sure we pick a
sponsorship
size.
rates, you know, so we can go to these
Yeah.
Well,
businesses and say, hey,
it's
you want.
roughly 3 feet between the top rail and the middle rail, is that where you wanted it? And then
So
you
like
just
2
tie it
by
to
40
it.
by 6 or something?
Yeah, and then it's 10 feet, they're in, the fence, are in 10-foot sections.
You might, you don't mind tied, on zip ties or
I
something
don't
maybe?
care.
You're easy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 by 6, 3 by 8
And
Yeah, but I do like the
you guys are gonna look at
standardization.
that?
of it better.
You can be able to check into it?
I can check into
So-
it,
so
just
bring-
I just need help on
Yeah, just
wording.
give me a holler when you're, you know, we know
Well,
what
we-
sizes.
Yeah, get
We're
some
getting
sizes
prices
and
on the
some
3 by
prices
6.
and we'll go
Okay.
from
And
there.
8 and 10.
Why don't you-
Email it out to everybody?
Pardon
We
me?
don't wanna wait another month.
No.
So, I mean,
No,
I think
just-
once they decide they do, right?
I'd go ahead and
that.
just do it, because
Yeah.
what it is you wanna have it, so then we open up, it says,
Yep.
you know,
We'll,
first
we'll
project.
figure out a
kind of
unified
Little sign.
Yeah.
size,
Right,
and
and
then
just let
everybody
everybody
gets
else
that size
know.
after that.
Let everybody
will.
else know what size and,
In the
Okay.
DDA one,
And if
you wanna
other
get,
people wanna buy 'em.
you know, first project DDA, you know.
I just need help on wording, like we got the skating ring donated by the DDA
In the village of Central Lake.
in the village of Central Lake, so that needs to be one. And maybe we could
Don't put
have,
on there like Ken Cruz, your president, you know how they do like governor and such
Yeah, please don't vote for that. Vote no.
Somebody gets hurt, they're gonna direct to the.
if we do the rules on the same contributing.
I think the rules might be like right where the person walks in.
Yeah, or come into the sign.
Yeah,
or-
or nothing, it's just a
Yeah,
banner,
block
so it
it.
should be-
Yeah,
Can't
no,
let
the
them
rules
run
need to
around.
be like on a couple of posts and a big
like they do at
permanent
amusement
thing
parks.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta be this high.
So as we're talking rules, who's gonna write?
Who's gonna write the rules? Well, Jack.
We ought to figure out how many of these we wanna
That's a
have,
very good idea.
rather than,
Jack the printer.
Well,
Very good idea, I know you would.
Lisa's good with rules.
No, because technically
Okay.
Chris is the one, the insurance and stuff like that. He knows what the rules and regulations are for the
You
insurance.
can work with them on it, but.
So could you, Brian. So could you.
I'll do the
And
rules
you're,
with you.
you're good at
You two
that.
were
Chris
gonna
and I'll
rule?
do the rules.
Okay.
I got, well, her, I'm doing the rules, because I already did sign.
We gotta get all this done in a week.
No problem.
Well,
Well, Wednesday.
whatever day's warm,
Yeah.
that's the day we're doing it.
It's a Sunday, it's getting done, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, if it's Sunday, it's going in.
Alright, is there any more about the design so we can move along?
Yeah, and then the metal halide lights, what I did is I took 4x4s on 12-foot pieces, and they're just with SJ cord, and it's plugged into my outlet there of my open sign for the side door. So we just run it through the middle, on the outside of the middle rail and tie wrap it with all of the tie wraps. and then the posts just go up and get screwed into the uprights. And then Lyle's gonna make a little brace on either side of it. And they're at 20 feet from the fence line to the north, going right to left as you're looking at the building. So it's 20 feet up, 50 feet up, 80 feet up. And they're 12 feet off the ground. So that'll lay it up pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, and Ron's gonna come, and as soon as we let him know, he's gonna come to the fire department and spray. So already set with the water too.
Wow.
So we got a plan, man.
The village is thinking
Thanks
about.
again, Chris, you've done a lot of legwork as well as
Yeah, the
the
same
money
topic,
out,
the
so.
village is gonna talk about buying some cameras, and they talk to you about it, you know, for like being on the website to see downtown.
Yeah, I said it.
Would it be nice to have a camera that look at the skate rink?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You know,
Yeah,
so
I had my-
little things that they can,
Have my security guy look up the stuff.
24-hour cameras, right?
And whatever we,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
once you get on the website, you
When
can
it's
access the
open.
camera, you know, and
You can go to the Village of Central Lake and any one of your websites, right, you can do a shortcut to that camera.
So no more picking your nose in the morning.
No, so he's gonna, they're talking about putting one at Walt's place.
we got one looking on
And
the
he said
lake,
he'd
they
let them
talked
use his
about.
Wi-Fi, as long as we, you know, Casper catches theirs.
Yep.
And then somebody can look straight down Intermediate Lake,
Downtown.
and then the other one's looking, probably hang on the Masons.
That's what I thought, somewhere so it
Yeah.
shows downtown, and I just thought, just sitting here, one on the skate rink would be.
Especially for the-
And I found the housing,
Not
because we have to
anytime.
have, so I got some
Yeah.
30-degree below housing.
Yeah, then you could spy on your kids like
Yeah,
skate
heater,
rink.
bar, and everything else in it, even though.
Look at that idle, so the
Yeah.
kids can't knock it out.
And then they're low light cameras, so,
Operating low light.
yeah.
Does it turn black and white, you know, I looked at the
Their
specs
color.
real quickly. Their color, but I mean, when you're in low light, does it turn it black and white?
Yes, if it's real low.
Okay.
You'll get some color out of it usually, it's just kind of. Besides that, you can't see color in that dark area. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
You can't even see color.
See black,
I can't see
black,
color,
it was
so I don't
white,
know
it was gray.
how the camera's gonna see it.
It's winter, it's just white and gray.
Is there, let's keep on moving, cause you ready? Is there any more about the skating rink or design? Tom, did you have any more design committee stuff?
Nope, that was it.
Alright. And I did the economic committee, economic development committee, we just really talked, there was no decisions made, I think it was Randy, myself, Tom, and Chris, but we just kinda chit-chatted a few minutes before, I think Randy had to take off. And one of the ideas we thought of was we're just trying to come up with ideas to spur economic development downtown. One of the ideas I had was, we talked about a little bit, was doing like a snowmobile trail, or working at seeing if we could do something. And I don't know how good an idea it is or not, and it was just a discussion, it wasn't really any decisions made. But
And it's been done before, Keith Farrell did it years ago, and he couldn't, and I forgot to ask him, but he had one property owner that was blocking it.
Yeah, that's usually where they give up, the snowmobile clubs have tried, and it literally takes one property owner to ruin all their efforts. So they just kind of, I think they've just kind of given up in lots of places.
What a shame.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone could sign up, one owner, 2 weeks later, they say, you know what,
Yeah, we'll take
no
credit
more, and then
for
it shuts the whole trail down.
I think it's a.
Well, you got that down.
Especially at
You
3
got that sound
in the
down.
morning.
Not that it's not a good
Oh, yeah.
idea, but they
I know.
try so hard, and it's
Well, and I
old
don't know
time,
if that's
yeah.
possible, you know, I'd like to talk to them,
Shit, I
these
live on
days I
a
will,
farm, what the hell?
maybe rewrote it or do something, and I don't know, but that was all that happened at that.
Needs some more
Take
work.
those
I
headers
tell you
off.
what, East Jordan, though, across the street from that restaurant there, they have 20 or 30 of those parked all the time.
I know, it's great for business. people.
Yeah,
There's
you
another
get one
club.
going, I mean,
There's
it
a
just,
club.
it
The
does
club
bring
has
them
so
in.
many snowmobiles and car parking there.
So there's some
And
other ideas
now
to
there's-
around too, I
The
think.
snowmobile trails take an army of people though, to keeping the
You
trails
almost gotta get a
clean.
club behind
You
it.
gotta have a
Really,
big
That's what I was
club.
gonna say,
A-
you need to find
A
somebody
lot
that
of it's
wants to
kept
do
up
it
with
for
the
you.
DNR.
Right, and they've tried numerous times. It almost had that one coming into Bel Air. I mean,
Well, they get paid by the state now.
How do you
Yeah.
They get
Bel Air?
money
What's
for
that?
how long
How
the trail
would
is.
you get through to Bel Air?
Yeah, and
A bunch of
They-
snowmobiles.
machine.
You
go
almost
around
have to go this side of the lake.
Yeah, you'd have to go out Dormanzi.
Right.
No.
No,
You go to
this,
Bel Air this side of it all the time.
Huh?
Oh,
Thirty- thirty
all the
minutes.
How do you get over the bridge?
I mean,
You're not supposed to ride them on the main
In
street
Bel Air.
area.
Like if you're coming from
Unless
south.
you're
You know railroad grade?
what a road.
Oh, there is no railroad grade.
Yeah, you go out this way, like around through Brewers and down, wind your way back in, you get on Honey Hollow, and you go Honey Hollow, you cross 88, and you ride the old railroad grade into Bel Air.
But that's how people ride there, but you'll never get that as a groomed trail. You know, wouldn't be wide enough, there'd be all these problems, but people ride. You know?
Well, if they're already riding it, I mean.
At least if
The trouble is this year, there's not a lot of people riding, so people that don't know can't even go follow.
I didn't feel like there's people, like I go
There's
through Rayleigh, I
not.
just went through Gaylord tonight.
It's unbelievable. They usually come through my yard a lot, I'm lucky if I see a track through
I'm
there.
not
They're
seeing
saying that it's an old man's sport now.
And another thing, I was at Don's Tractor, in fact, I forgot to say this, I did ask. I asked Don's Tractor how snow, because they're not doing snowmobile sales, but they're doing four-wheelers, because a four-wheeler can be
Like
driven,
that's it.
all these rules are
Everybody's
changing for on the roads and
their
everything.
machines.
And a four-wheeler's more apt to be used more
I
year-round,
enjoyed it, I went to Minnesota.
depending on the
back
snow
mine.
conditions.
There's always
That
snow.
was a fun trip.
And they're selling like these four-wheelers with these like tracks.
1,100 miles on it.
So it, but they said snowmobile sales is way down, they're not even messing with it anymore.
Well, that might not be the way to go. It was one of the things that.
But I haven't had
Winter
chance to-
tourism.
Down.
I haven't asked TNR.
Right.
Well,
That's all.
this year's snow has been terrible.
What about now that 88 is widened? Could they get it to like almost like a bike path thing where they could come right down 88?
Bike path?
Well,
Well, bike
It's
lane.
like a bike path.
Bike lane.
because 88 is so wide.
That right
now,
lane
But
is
you
so
still
wide.
have, you still
I think
have
you
to
know,
go
you're
through
not allowed to
nowhere.
ride them
See, like
on the
Main
plowed
Street,
portion of the
yeah.
state highway, right? You have to store up in the snowbanks.
Well, they go up and down 131 all the time on those snowmobiles.
Up on- But not on the plowed.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got-
Right.
Yeah.
Towards the beginning. Okay, that's fine. You wanna
I
move
was gonna
Susan?
say that's great, but they don't.
All right, do you wanna
Well,
put
they
Susan to
graded,
the top? so
somebody
we're
had to
saying?
go
Well, I
by
went
that
through
railroad
her.
track.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay, we can do that.
Yeah,
That
just
way she
as
doesn't
a-
have to stay if she doesn't want to.
Or at least
That's
give her
fine.
a-
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
No, that's perfect.
Okay,
All right, sorry. So that's all we talked about, economic development that I remember. I don't know if you guys remember anything different, but we didn't keep notes because nothing was decided or voted upon. We just kind of discussed things.
it was the first meeting.
Yeah, it was the first meeting. Next one will be better. I guess Suzie, we're gonna move you up in front of old business. If that's
Okay.
okay, that way in case you have to leave or you don't have to stick around and wait for us.
It's fine, it's very interesting listening.
Well, you're certainly welcome to stay, we just don't wanna hold you up,
Oh,
you know,
no.
if you did have.
No, I'm fine. Do you want me to go now?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Sure.
Okay, all right, I think you guys all know me, I'm president of the Central Lake Chamber. In October, we had packets that we sent out to the DDA, Joanna Ruth Hicks, about all of our events, and what was happening. And we also gave them to the village. And it has the year, the month, the date, the event, the location, the description, and necessities. We plan out our events for the whole year of what we're gonna do, and that was these, in your guys' packets. I had to wait because the planning commission hadn't met like for 3 months. So I went to the planning commission on January the 8th. And the 3 members were there and I gave them their packets. The next morning on July the 9th, I received, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, I received a phone call from Corey. And Corey said that he heard a rumor, we weren't gonna have the car show downtown. And I said, no, you're misinformed, we are having the car show. So I wanted to kind of clarify to the DDA exactly what is happening here. He said, well, that, you know, he has a business in town and he wanted the show downtown. And I said, well, I don't know where this is coming from. And finally he did tell me, I said, I didn't see you at the meeting last night. So, you know, it's coming from someone. And anyway, so he just said, okay, so we kind of discussed that. Well, then, Corey was upset and concerned, I guess maybe I should say, that everything was gonna be up at the chamber cabin and the Blue Pelican. And I said, due to the fact that we decided at our September meeting, the chamber did, that we would have all of our events, the trophies and everything, at the chamber cabin. Registration is there, and then the flip side of that, we would have all the trophies and stuff back up there. I know in the past, this is our 3rd year, I have gone around and asked people, businesses, if we can use their spot. We were just gonna close down the west side of the street. So, this kind of went on, and then I received a call from Scott Barrett. Scott Barrett is the chief of police, and that was on the 10th. The village council meeting, had a meeting on the 9th, and I believe Corey was there and spoke, and Tom, I think you told me you were there. Oops, sorry. Let me turn this off. I am so sorry.
And we're talking about January.
This
This
is-
is all in January.
Yeah, this is January. These packets were passed out in October. So I guess my concern was why all of a sudden this came to a head, or why did this happen, you know, in January? So the village council met, decided that it was a safety issue, and they were gonna close the street down. The chamber had asked me, and I'm here asking, why has everybody waited until January that this has come to a head now? Why is this happening? Because we plan our events, and I'm just gonna be upfront. Yeah, we just feel that every time we plan an event, nobody communicates with us. We had communicated to everybody with this information. And so now the street's gonna be shut down, so we're kind of juggling. I personally had talked to the library, I personally talked to the bank, I received a letter from the bank, and their concern is the ATM. So we said it's workable, it's feasible, what can we do? So we came up with a plan, how we're gonna shut the street down. I have now talked to Scott Barrett, I've given Scott Barrett the plan. I said, this is gonna be tweaked a little bit, but it's gonna be shut down from State Street, down to the chamber cabin. So instead of all the way down to the opposite end. So it'll just shorten it up. People were concerned about getting into the grocery store. They're concerned about getting to the post office. So we received these complaints, and that's where we were at. So, and the car vendor said, we would like to have traffic through town. So the village said, they voted and said, no, it's a safety issue, and so we said, okay then. They made the dictation that the street was gonna be closed. So we've come up with the plan, now revised everything, and gonna start there and then move it down. Now, we, as the chamber, has said, we will do that, we will work with them, we will work with people, but don't put us behind the 8 ball on things. We've already made people, some people have, where they wanna set up, where they wanna park. So we're kinda reshuffling a few things right now, because we've already got people that are calling and trying to reserve a spot where they're gonna be. I guess,
Did you do that?
did I do what?
Do you reserve spots?
No, we do not reserve spots. No, we don't, but a lot of them get there, they'll start getting there about 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, so they can get their spot.
Right.
And it's like, no. You know, so they get there early. So I guess my concern, not my concern, but the chamber concern, is we have a liaison, Melissa. The chamber voted, why can the communication not go through her and get Corey involved, get Tom involved, get Scott Barrett involved, why can this not happen? I don't get it. I just don't get it,
You
because
said the chamber voted, I didn't follow you there.
the chamber voted in September to shut the whole west side of the street down and the side streets.
Right.
And we were gonna stretch it all the way down. Well, there's other things that go on that day. There's the bicyclists that come through town, they go to Thurston Park, and there's different things going on. So we're trying to please everybody, is what we're trying to do. So,
I can kind of, if you don't mind me jumping in
no,
there.
you can jump in
I can
there.
kind of explain a little bit of how it happened, is that at our wasn't January, was it December meeting? I think it wasn't, we were talking about it, the shutting it down or not shutting it down, they said they weren't gonna shut it down. And we had talked about it being a safety issue with the kids running across the streets and et cetera, even though the cars do slow down, they don't really have to, there is a speed limit. And I think that got carried over into your meeting, just our conversation, and at that point, they made the decision that they felt it was a safety issue and they shouldn't do it. So I mean, it was a conversation that we had, but it just got carried over, and then at the village meeting, they made a decision that they didn't want to do that.
Well, I sit on different committees with with the chamber. I go to different around to all the other chambers. I'm a volunteer. I love what I'm doing. I love the Village of Central Lake. But we cannot be pitting people against each other in doing this. This has to stop, because this was completely uncalled for. If someone would have contacted or went through Melissa, for example, say, or any of the chamber members and say, hey, this is what's going on. Because we voted in September what we were gonna do. So,
Let me ask, at what point was the chamber gonna come to the village and ask permission to hold an event on the downtown streets in the village? You wanna shift the blame on the council for finally stepping forward and saying, we have an issue, the chamber hasn't even came here for permission to do this event and to close the streets down and to talk about safety. So the lack of communication did not stem from the chamber or the village. I just think we're missing the steps to go through, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so let me jump back here just a minute. This went to the village, Ken.
Yeah, and on it says you're planning a car show.
Right, and
At
it
what
says
point were you
what
gonna come to the
streets.
village and say, this is what we're planning, what steps do we need? Because of all this confusion, the village is now going to require that all events within the village limits are approved by the council. To stop this confusion, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's
Okay,
pointing the
and
finger, but we
let
have
me-
to get a
okay.
process to go through, so
Okay,
this doesn't
and-
happen again.
And let me say something else. I've had 2 other towns contact us and said, can you bring your car show? I said, no, I want to keep it in Central, we said, no, we want to keep it in Central Lake. Now, we want to keep it in Central Lake, and that's what we're gonna do. But do we have to have it downtown? No, we don't have to. If you want us to, we can move it someplace
No,
else.
you don't, if you want to, that's your choice, and then you explain to the public why, because of the fact that you didn't
But-
want to close the street down, you moved
but
the
we
car
don't wanna
shop.
do
I'm
that.
not getting into a battle.
I don't understand that comment.
No,
Window
well,
night and all
but
other
the concern
times
came up.
Well, you're the Central Lake Chamber of Commerce,
Right,
right?
so-
They're in the choice of moving it out or not, as your entity.
Right, and we don't
Okay,
want
so
to,
that-
but,
That's a kind of a non-question question.
but it's our event.
Right,
And when we
I
get
agree
so
with that.
many people jumping in, it gets muddled, things get changed, people get upset. So the bottom line is, Scott has this new copy of this. Scott and
Chief
I,
Scott.
I'm sorry, the chief of police,
Yeah,
who called me, who
okay.
wanted to work with me on this. I met with him the other day, and he's gonna do the permit.
Okay. Did the
Can I
village
say a
approve
couple
it?
things? This is
You
the
will.
3rd year,
So
right?
you're looking
Yes.
at this and approve it.
As businesses, now for me, I've worked the bicycle rally as a volunteer out at Bell Tower for the last 3 years, so I'm always coming into town as the car show's over. So I really know we gotta do it. But what I'm getting at is, the car show's a win-win for Central Lake, right?
Yes,
For the business,
Absolutely.
okay?
yes,
And it's always done in June on the same weekend that the bicycle thing's been
Yeah.
done.
mhm,
Originally, this was Joel Shooks, I can't remember if it's got an L at the end, of Joe. He started a car show quite a few years ago, but then I think he stepped out of it.
mhm.
And then technically, is it the Chambers that has stepped into that role
The
now?
Central Lake Chamber has always sponsored the car show.
Along
We
with-
all, no,
yes.
we always
Joe-
put money up to him
Okay,
to do the car show.
okay. So, it's a win-win. I guess I don't understand what it feels like there's a conflict here, but I'm not aware of what the conflict exactly is, or who is having
There's
conflict.
no big conflict other than the routing. So, in other words, the show's always been done. It was, before they didn't even have to ask the village. They just everybody knew it was gonna happen, they knew the date, and everybody just kinda worked together without being that formal.
But they did notify the village, and the village did pull a
Yeah.
permit to close the street.
And guess what? It's now been fixed, right? Now it's okay, right? Now everybody's approved the route, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
good.
and, yeah, so
So-
we've got the route, so I
Right now,
get,
we'll do a better job of communicating.
Yeah, so we just need a process to go through,
So-
between the chamber, the village, the
so
DDA,
I guess Scott is the one that had called me, and he's doing the permit to close that down, to close the M88 down, that section. He has this. And so, there was a couple concerns from a couple business people, and so we're gonna tweak this now and work around them. But I guess my concern is Ken has a point, cause it's in the village, but it is a chamber event, and so maybe, you know, and I thought we were communicating, Ken, and working well with the village, and,
Like I said, we just missed this.
okay.
That's why I really think having a regular form or whatever, there's no cost, no nothing, just so, just, Scott even needs to know if there's an event planned, if he wants more patrol, or if you need a street closed, or if you need more
Right.
parking. It's just to keep everybody communicating, the way to do it is through
Yeah.
a permit.
And that bicycle rally's gonna need to know so that they don't do that, have people going through downtown, or how they've been,
They come down State Street, and they go right to Thurston Park, cause that's their break, cause I talked to you
Yeah,
last
that's
year,
why-
Andy.
State's open.
Right, and
Yeah.
State Street's left open.
so
now.
they're all, nothing affects what they've been doing.
Now everything is nice and clear, traffic can go,
Yes.
east and west, they can go
Okay.
around the town very
It'll just be
easily.
those
We're
two
not
blocks or
blocking
whatever.
a large area, besides that, the car show was reduced from
State Street.
260 cars or whatever down to about 125.
Oh, how
So
come,
this is an adequate space now.
how come it got reduced?
Well, you mean from the height that it was?
Height,
Okay.
Mhm.
see,
How many do you expect?
before it was kind of hyped up pretty good. He was trying to build it to where it'd be the show of all shows, right? The only thing is he wouldn't be paid for it, and that's what he was building towards.
Who wanted to get paid?
Joe.
Joe.
Oh,
Joe,
I wasn't aware of that.
every money that ever was left over from the show, right, he got in his pocket. To pay him back for the first 2 years that he lost about $15,000, okay? So we got him paid back the next 5 years or 6 years. And then all of a sudden, he thought it was too much work then, and he wasn't getting as much as he liked. And everything was dependent on weather, but he wanted to guarantee that the chamber and everybody else was gonna, if there was a bad day of weather, he was still gonna get paid. And we had to take a $10,000 hit, and that's when the chamber went, we're done. Because there's no way that, you know, we were already at risk all the time.
Yeah, I wanna hear.
In a couple years, I said I'd underwrite it, because they didn't
Yeah.
have the money in case there was bad weather, and I was like, every morning I get up in the show and I go, shit, this might cost me $6 grand.
So-
But the point is he was doing it for profit.
But it worked out for him, he got it. Our old museum now sponsors his car show in East Lansing.
Yeah.
It's pretty big too.
So much huge.
Who did what?
But REO sponsors his car show, signed a contract with him for numerous years already in front of the state capitol. So I mean, it worked out good for him.
Have you done it yet?
Oh, yeah, did it last year, huge. Yeah, really,
So-
so good for him.
So when this takes place, you know, we're gonna be kinda hearing some of these, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. We need to kind of pull together here and say, what can we do to solve it?
Yeah.
Don't
So he
wait
follows
till
on.
like the last minute, we gotta hurry and scurry around, so.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Well, thank you
That's what
guys
it
for
yeah.
doing these type
So
things.
what you're
very much.
hoping is that if the board has a problem, go through Melissa so she
Yeah.
can make
Well, I can
contact.
see how that all just went
Come
really
on.
weird. It
Speak
happened,
up.
well, once, you know, we talked about it at a Wednesday meeting, the council meeting was Thursday night, and it just all
Kind of just carried over.
went weird,
No,
so.
okay.
But our conversation here was just conversation about it.
Well, exactly, and that's what it was
wasn't
conversation.
a-
It went over to the village council meeting, and
But it wasn't
the
a
chamber was
complaint or
top
anything
dark.
else.
So now the grocery store is okay,
Live and
they
learn.
can get their customers, they don't lose money on a day, but it's Saturday or summer.
The big thing was the bank.
So, are you,
I'm sorry, the big thing was the bank and the grocery store. Because the bank and the grocery store, they couldn't get in to the ATM. We've solved that problem now. They would go to Bel Air
Oh,
and
okay.
get groceries and do whatever,
Right.
go to the
Yeah,
bank
no,
over
no.
there.
And we're not gonna spend $8,000 on it.
I guess my big concern is in June, I won't be able to work on furnaces because I can't get at my shop.
I hope not.
Well, I hope there's still snow then.
Plan it the day before.
You can work
Yeah,
inside
no
all day.
problem.
Stay inside and work away.
And to thank you for letting us
Yeah,
use your
smart
space, Randy, you know, because I always call and say, you know, can we borrow your space?
Absolutely, so, absolutely.
I just, one last thing here, so people are kind of aware. Our officers, maybe you guys all aren't aware, I am the president, Susie McGuire, Patricia Carpenter is the vice president, Joanna Ruth Hicks is our secretary, Heather Wilson is the treasurer, and Patty Hill is our events coordinator. Our board, besides the officers, is Jackie White, Dee LeBeau, Bill Truscott, and Melissa Zilnick. And our advisory board is Mary Corbett, Susan Mortensen, Larry Eckert, and Carolyn Draco. So that consists of our group that we have questions or concerns, we have to talk to everybody involved. It's not just me making these decisions. So I don't want to look like the bad guy all the time.
Yeah, my wife comes home.
Good
I
luck with that one.
tell my wife which way she's voting and
Yeah.
when she's bringing up the meeting, so I got control of that board.
So thank you.
All right, thank you.
I would like to request that, if you can find a way to move your meeting in the evenings, I think a lot of people in this room would make your meetings.
You know what, we had 3 of them, we had them right here in the evening, and the only person that shows up is Dick Williams from the library,
How long ago?
last fall.
Okay, well, this was just started, I
Okay.
think a lot of our people would carry over,
Yeah,
and I think we can get more interest for you now.
Yeah, okay.
So, just a-
There's no way I'd make a daytime meeting.
Well,
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
two,
Yeah.
most could.
Yeah.
One,
Can you make a daytime meeting?
three,
No,
I can't.
four,
We
five.
can't.
A couple
Scratch
could.
that.
so
Not
what we
everyone
do is
doesn't
every
need to
other
be there,
one,
but a couple can.
and
Well, but
we'll have a
I'd like
special
to go
meeting, if there's
As
something you
often
guys
as I can
wanna
make it, if
know.
I'm not doing something that night, I come over and.
Are there regular scheduled meetings? Is it like
Yes.
the third
The
Thursday of
third
every month?
Thursday,
Okay. Is that on your website? Because I couldn't find it.
Yes.
Send me an email.
What time?
Till 1:30 in the afternoon. So you have to come here from the
What? I thought we did
Did you
this
get mine
about it.
this morning?
thank you, thank you.
I'm actually checking mine every day.
Would you let us know if you do change it evening so that we can,
Oh, yeah, I'll let, yeah,
all right. 'cause
Whatever you're on the one you said,
You're the
right?
third Thursday at 1 o'clock?
1:30,
1:30.
Here at the
Well, I moved
library.
my fence all back so that lot's is free now.
thank you.
Can you?
Okay.
But not just for
You got
you,
the
but,
first car
Yeah.
there.
yeah, I already got a car ready for the car show.
Okay.
I'm thinking of doing a demolition derby right
The
there.
one comment I hear a lot, and I know a lot of people won't come to meetings no matter when they are, but if they are
Yeah,
scheduled in the
we're getting that
evening,
going soon. I
You-
thought so. It's been a week.
people can't say there's this perception in the public that the chamber meets during the day because they don't want public input. And that's what happens during the day, and I agree, you'll have them in the night, and half the time nobody will come. But it does eliminate that from being said. You know what I mean? It's just like the village,
Just like
most
those-
time nobody's here, if there is, we got problems.
How about the planning commission?
Same way, you know what I mean? But if you
It was-
had them during the day, people would say, oh, the planning commission meets during the day, because they don't want anybody there. And that's what I hear about the chamber. Not that those people are ever coming anyway, but
Melissa's gonna
It
give
does give
her
them the
everybody's email, so she'll just blast you when she blasts her best.
Oh, great, thank
Oh
you.
boy, we'll get all the chamber stuff now.
I'm an old fashioned phone call kind of guy.
That's
so
okay.
If somebody really wants
We can
something,
text you though, right?
kinda, but call me is your best bet.
He's
You
one of
call
those
and
old
say, check
guys.
your
I even have an old fashioned ringer on my phone.
So,
Ding, ding,
you
ding.
guys-
You got a cord on it too.
I do.
Thank you.
So look at your little list and see what all's happening. Okay?
Check it twice, huh?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna move on, or is it,
Yeah.
Susie have anything
I
else?
swear I heard,
No, I'm fine.
Thanks,
call
Susie.
me out there, I swear I heard this click, 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 click.
is the Winterfest?
Yeah, that's how my cell phone works.
The Winterfest is all set?
March
Just-
1st.
Okay, because we won't have
Right,
another
maybe.
DDA meeting by then, right? But that's gonna be a good event.
Yeah, March 1st.
Yeah, March
All right.
first, that's gonna be good.
Let's move on to old business then. Meeting location, we're actually, as you can tell, we're at the library. I wanted to see if it would be okay with everybody if we went ahead and moved the meetings here. I can't, the township won't let me schedule the entire year on the first Wednesday of every month. They've got a floating date that they're worried about conflicting with. So I wanted to see if we could move it maybe to here. And if there's any issues.
That's works better with the bigger group anyway. Much better with the big, yeah.
Well, this is much nicer.
My vote's yes.
All right, well, we need to,
Well, we have to make
a
a
motion.
Yeah, motion.
So
I motion that we move the meetings here.
Same time.
Boom, okay, hold on.
Martin and Randy.
We'll get this done quickly.
Yeah, thank you.
Second by Wise.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Old business is done. New business. Main Street webinar. I got an email from Main Street webinar, or what, Main Street, the Main Street program. I think her name is Laura Krizov. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce her last name. On 9 a.m., February 11th, it's a Tuesday, there is a Main Street webinar. We must be involved with that, otherwise we will not be in the Main Street program.
Next week?
Yep, Tuesday morning,
Bet.
9 a.m.
How many, you said 3 people have to be there?
Two. They'd like to.
2 people in attendance?
Yep, so my suggestion is, I've got a big 55-inch TV I can hook a computer up to. We can, if anybody wants to come in and have coffee, 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. We don't all need to be there. A couple people, I'll be there, Lisa will be there, anybody else that wants to be there.
You can just put some kids in saying like, oh yeah, this is our board right
Well, it's
here.
before I open, so I'll just keep the door locked. It's gonna take about an hour. And put them on speakerphone, and put them up on the big screen and sit and talk and listen to whatever they have to say. It's the intro webinar, and so anybody's welcome to come. We just gotta be careful we don't get more than 7 people there.
9 a.m. you said?
9 a.m. Tuesday morning.
Probably be able to sign in on a computer.
There's one login.
There's only one long.
Yep, so they want the 2 people to be there together. So
Oh, scratch that.
I can't have, everybody in different spots logging in. So anybody's welcome to join and.
Well, you have the 2 of you just in case of emergency. So
Yeah, in
we're
case nobody
covered,
else,
but-
in case nobody else shows up, it's Lisa and I will be there. Well, I'll be there, Lisa may be ill. In case anybody didn't know, she's 4 months pregnant, and so.
Are you
Well,
serious?
hopefully you still go a while.
You're serious? Oh, no, I did not know.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
in case she's ill, I mean, I might wanna have one other person.
I am.
Should have to miss a meeting?
All right.
I can tell you a few things going on in Alpena. I was there today, in Grand Rapids yesterday, but
Here's the first thing to lose is your mind.
I've been running for governor.
So if we get at least one other person, I would appreciate it, just in case she's ill or
Wow,
doesn't
well,
feel well.
congratulations. I don't wanna know what it is, la la la.
We don't either. But we don't know what we
Well,
want.
we just don't know yet.
Yeah. So,
I will try to make it, but if you only have one there, call me and I'll try to cancel whatever I'm doing, Colin.
okay.
I'm right across the street too, so
I'll be there, but I'll be in Virginia.
Or just put it out on
Probably be
YouTube.
warmer there.
Yeah, well, it's not like they're gonna be able to tell, I don't
Forget
think,
it,
but.
forget it, Corey, I'm going with Chris.
That's
not
pretty
major
warmer
voice.
there.
We'll watch it from up,
Change
we'll
my
watch it
voice.
from up there.
That's what it'll
Yeah,
do.
that's right.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's what I have there.
farmer's market.
Does anybody else?
Nope, that's good.
Alright, on to the Central Lake Farmers Market.
Okay, see this?
Yep, I just wanted to bring this up here for just a brief discussion and review. I put a map out there to kind of give everybody an outline. Oh, well, and then in case you don't have, actually, you can just hand those over. It came with the packet, a quick executive brief, Corey and I put together. So if you didn't get to read it, there's, oh, I can do that, this one here. I just put it in there.
Oopsie, sorry.
No, that's me. Thank you, Kevin.
So I know there's like a farmer's market, I think on Tuesdays in Ellsworth, Fridays on Bel Air.
Believe so.
That is correct, it's Tuesday nights and
And you're hoping to do this what
Friday
day?
and Bel Air.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturdays, cool.
Be the busiest day of the week. I mean, anecdotally, if you look around on Saturday mornings, Saturdays are busy in Central Lake in the summertime.
We tried it, Chamber has, about 14 times. Get vendors and that, and it was okay, for a while there, we got vendors because, what do you call it? Help me, Torchlight Drive, what's your name?
Brownwood.
Brownwood, quit doing their summer bazaar stuff, so then we were getting them on Saturday. And then that dried up and she decided to open it back up again. So they all left town here and went there. The truth was, nobody was really coming to it. And you tried getting farmers and everything else, and they say they already go to a few, and they're already locked up. So they're either going to Bel Air or, because Bel Air's a really good one, it's well
East-
established.
East Jordan has one too, I can't remember what day.
Yeah,
it
you're
is.
right.
Thursdays.
So I'm just saying, if we tried it, it's tough.
And I think it might be kind of a tough sell at first, especially because it's not established, but almost every other town has one. I mean, they really do. And
Yeah, I'm just saying, the one, everybody comes through the Central Lake, goes to the Bel Air one and all the way around, so it's kind of. No, if you can get, but I would just, you know, put a little bit of community pride in Kings and blah, blah, blah. Say, come on, man, don't come there, don't come to art.
The nice thing, and I'm saying for Bel Air, is they've got theirs where it's under shelter,
Yeah,
and that helps if it's a rainy day or.
yeah.
So we just open your doors up.
Well, one of the.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I moved there, don't start it.
Yeah, we have a big tent, I just don't have a way to put it on the pavement.
What's
Is
that?
it taxed down?
One of those
right?
big tents, that like would cover like half the street.
That, yeah, the lions and the bears and all them do that, and that's all it is, they put it in this big,
Yeah, we set a porch tent down over
Concrete.
the 4th of July, right on the street.
as long as it's not real windy.
Just have concrete tied off to it.
Well, one of the thoughts was to put it right downtown, right on the street from, and it's a thought as at this point, but right in the main drag, I don't know.
Well, yeah, on the map, you didn't really mark it, but on the Adams Madam and Treasure
Shut the
Chest,
street down.
and then Chestnut Street,
Yeah.
Main Street. And, cause there's that torchlight crowd that comes up, and there's a Main Street crowd driving by. So we kinda right all involved, and then obviously all the shops right downtown, people be walking and parking and all that.
Yeah, as long as you kept it away from the auto,
But I think we
the auto parts guy could use a crowd.
If you close Old State coming into town every Saturday morning, you're gonna
He is
get
a
more
crowd.
complaints than it's worth.
That was a nice word.
He is a
It would just, it wouldn't work.
You got big crowd.
And people are not gonna allow you to close down Old State Street every Saturday morning in the summer.
Not you.
There could be other spots too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I'm just saying, I just think that would cause. huge-
I'll tell you what, can you picture if we ran it up and down Main Street in front of the businesses?
If it was up on
I've
the
never
side.
seen
That's-
it.
that's-
I would know
Both
if I
sides
was
of the street, and they had
Who is it?
just,
The guy that has
Tonight you
that,
created them walking down through
well,
that.
yeah, I mean, now you got
place
people
that's
walking in and
never
out of
open,
the-
never
where the
ever.
stores are.
Behind
We're
Bachman's.
not pushing them over here, and we're not closing
I
down
don't
the
know.
streets.
and he gets real upset when you.
I've
I
got
think
my,
we should do it.
that lot,
That'd be good.
my lot,
Kinda
I
cranky.
can donate that lot that I moved the fence back.
Open up.
Yeah.
the
Okay,
gate.
use that for parking.
Yeah, even
Leaving
back.
Bachman's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got that
lot
little
there.
lot
Yeah.
next to
It'd be
Bachman's.
neat to bring it down,
Yeah.
They would, right?
Yeah.
right on the street.
That was kind of the thought behind it, was get it on the street, so people are parking in front of businesses and they have
Yeah.
to walk
Yeah,
around.
you're
They
getting
get
it on
the
the
businesses to
streets.
participate and
Once
do
again, you're
stuff on
getting into-
Saturdays.
Damn it, I couldn't get the.
Blocking streets off and.
Yeah, so they have it up on the sidewalk.
We just don't have it.
Right,
Well,
yeah,
I
on
don't
the
know,
sidewalk.
business down there, but I agree with
But,
it.
but
We
the
just thought
busier it
to
is,
keep
the more
off,
people are gonna be like, whoa, what's going on
keep it
here?
off the
And
street.
we did, you
Keep its own
you
way.
figure
Maybe
that
you
out.
can only block so much of the
Especially if you can
sidewalk.
get some musicians in there.
Yeah, I mean, it never ends.
Here's the deal, I
It
don't
really
think
does.
anybody on that corner where Mary's at cares. So what I'm saying is, if you block that off, the people just go around right there.
Block.
Mary's corner.
The street,
State Street.
at State Street, every Saturday morning for 5 hours?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, we would have complaints.
I
We'll
think
send
you
the-
No, I'm
guys-
saying we would.
vendors first before you do anything.
She's getting really good at handling it.
No matter where.
Yeah, well, can we direct them through the chain?
Send
Susie. Business cards right now.
Yeah.
Still working, but
The other
just
street,
to move
I think where
forward.
the chiropractor is the best street to block, to block the street, because there's really nothing going on there.
Do we have a
Where
chiropractor?
the empty lot is next to all the
Physical
lumber,
Therapy.
I mean, next to all the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, there's.
Actually, that's
Chiropractor.
right.
Chiropractor.
They don't even have the road.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are,
yeah.
they run it right on Main
When they
Street.
bring
Oh, bring their vegetables
That's the
outside,
best
run
place
them up
on
and
the
down
street,
there.
not
Yeah.
to really
Yeah.
interfere with
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
traffic
Yeah.
patterns or anything.
Because
There's
that
not-
would be
technically,
good.
I'm kitty corner from them.
But
The
how
bank's
would
got
you
the
be
lot
right
right
on the
there.
sidewalk? Then you gotta
Yeah.
make
The
sure
bank's
you
got
say
the
80
lot.
complaints.
Oh,
I know, I
Well,
got
I
that
tell you
one,
what,
too. Tell me all
I'd
about it.
probably
they
take
won't
a
sell
10
it.
foot if it was on
Oh,
the
no.
streets,
Let me talk to
just to
him.
bring in something other, popcorn or, you know, something and set it up for, you know, just to bring people in.
I know lots of people would.
Yeah.
Put something on.
And I guess the suggestion that we kind of talked about was, you know, commonly, they've got, at farmer's markets, it's a 10 foot by 10 foot space.
Right.
And so typically, most farmers pay $25 to have that space at a farmer's market. So to utilize that and kind of, obviously it all depends on drawing people in and getting the people to come. But if they're paying $25 a piece, use it towards DDA funds. Use that for, re-promoting the market, downtown development stuff.
They were only charging $5 and we couldn't get anybody.
Well,
What
Right.
does Bel Air charge?
I don't know,
What
but
does Ellsworth charge?
Yeah, you're not gonna
Oh,
get
I
25
didn't
bucks
give
out of
any
it.
input.
I don't know, I don't know. So, I mean, it's just.
Well, the other thing you can do is, you said $5, they couldn't get anybody, so the prices
Price
doesn't really
doesn't
matter.
Yeah,
Raise up to
the-
5, the
they
key
won't-
lies is to get it up and
Yeah, it's not the
running.
money to go away,
Yeah.
it wasn't the fee.
Yeah, and it's something else, so.
Yeah.
Martin, are
traffic.
you open? Martin, are you open, that little side street there, are you open on Saturdays?
Not if I can help it.
Oh, okay.
That's a great place
That's a
to
good spot
Yeah,
right
So
there.
we could have a farmer's market there, and you can say,
I
damn,
think
we
what it
open
is-
Friday,
I-
and
yeah.
farmer's
I
market.
get the frying pan out.
The best place, because you're not gonna get that money, is put it right at Bill's.
We had talked about
Well, I
that,
think I'd block it,
putting
don't worry.
everybody in their bills,
Yeah,
Huh?
we talked about it.
well,
it's a good spot.
I guess what, just to finish out my, piece and we can get back started on it was, I would still like to try to get it going and around. On here, I got 4 goals that I think are pretty good for the town, the DDA and our local economy, farmers and cottage industry people. And then I've been talking with Corey, and if we can get just a few volunteers on the board that wants to work, like a small committee to get this around, to help organize the vendors and the public, lock in a space around town that they feel is best for this year to try it. That's what I'd like to start with.
I think we lied to all of them and tell them that spaces are filling so fast.
You better hurry, we have
Better
a few for
hurry.
you now.
You want the optimum
You pre-enter.
space?
You get a discount,
Yeah.
$250, you sign up all year.
I'll go knock on doors, I don't have a problem with that. I go to a lot of these different farms around and for work, for stuff that I do. And I'll go knock on doors and make them feel guilty for not coming, because
I think a lot of times they just don't have the staffing either.
The
You know what I mean?
they don't, and in the summertime, they're farmers, in the summertime, there's farming to be done, but they also are trying to sell their goods, so you get into,
What about getting this volunteer kid thing to sell their stuff for them or something? And
yeah, and that's, and that may be a way to approach it. But I think it's a.
yeah, they gotta have a labor pool to help them, that's what the thing is. I mean, the thing is, you gotta make them think outside the box a little bit.
Yeah.
Did
well,
Kings ever decide to come down there and do
No.
anything?
I talked to
They go all
Keith.
over the whole state though.
Rose
They go
doesn't do
everywhere,
anything
in Grand Rapids
local.
one
There's
day.
quite a bit of
Detroit
space.
They're trying to
She's
man,
already got these people here.
they have their own
She's
fun.
doing her-
She
She
was
was
doing
outside
that.
of here to get business.
Okay.
So I opened
So
that all
when I
up,
talked to Rose about
and
it,
then she
she's
gave me
like,
my
well,
parking lot, so that would
she
give
says,
you
I wouldn't necessarily
all in front
do
of my whole
the
building and
essential
the
like.
lot, that'll give you a good.
So I think what we do is we cast a wide net. I went to the Apple Fest and
And you
collected
can
business
take my
cards.
fence, chain
And there's a
link
gentleman
fence,
there that sells mushrooms he collects out of the woods. There's a guy that does
You know,
honey
set back a
that's
little bit, put
outside of
banners
here.
on
When we
some
go to local
farmers
people
market,
first, we
bring
kind of
things
cast a
forward.
wide net.
Yeah.
And that way,
the
they give you a
bank
little
has
more
right
opportunity to
across
get some
from
of these
that.
people trying to push their wares.
The grass.
Why don't you get some of those $10 cards from, who's the card company that can get these?
Vista
Print.
And, hand them out at the Bel Air, to all the vendors.
Oh, yeah?
That's a great idea.
Hey,
I mean, I don't know why a vendor wouldn't wanna come
It's a
to,
different
Yeah.
day, it's
It's
not
a
like you're
different day.
gonna
Hey,
do
yeah.
with,
Hey, Saturday, blah, 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 little card and say, hey, come.
Well, you gotta start
A
My
lot of
wife-
these guys
my
are
wife
10
was part
markets
of that.
anyhow.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's a
So I mean,
vendor,
they're just setting up
whatever.
markets and
And she says
dropping
she's
the
out of
stuff
town
off.
just a
Yeah.
little bit in Bel
Weather
Air,
won't kill 'em.
and nobody shows up. But if you're right
I'm
downtown,
just surprised somebody has on a
people
Saturday.
just,
If you're downtown,
One of
Central Lake on a
the,
Saturday,
so that might be the difference. You're down
Yeah.
the street just a
The
little
grocery
bit.
gonna love
Well, I think that's a wonderful idea, you have my vote.
They gotta have a drawing card.
it's
Right.
one day.
Nuclear explosion.
It may bring more business to them, it may not.
We're gonna take over the lettuce.
How wide are our sidewalks downtown?
10 foot.
Yeah.
She measured. Well, one of the reasons we wanted to kind of take and do this now is because it gives us about 3 months. This is hopefully before everybody set up their schedules for their farmers markets going forward. You know, like if we get a farmer, or somebody that does the farmers markets and they don't know where they're going this year, I want to try to get them ahead of time before everybody else says plans
probably had a
solidified.
lot of that from last
Well,
year.
Yeah.
I think
it
that,
does.
I think the Antrim paper and her paper would probably put an ad in there that we're looking for
looking for vendors.
No.
Yeah,
And
well, I think that's a neat idea.
Yeah, put that in the food, come on.
And the other thought with it too is
What
some
else
of
is
these
there?
cottage industries that are around, like the people that bake baked goods and do
The soaps.
Yeah,
soaps and stuff
another
like
thing
that.
is you can go ahead and put that in the record eagle too. It's free. You just tell them if you have a community event, the Northern Express, if somebody calls, or sends it some emails,
Traffic
them,
Islands,
they
you
do the
guys
same
know that.
thing. So does the,
Press release the whole entire world.
There's a lot of.
they'll
people
put it
that
down every week when you have one.
Well,
If you keep sending the announcement.
Okay,
Well, you have in here crucial options, a market manager,
right.
and I think that's kind of crucial for even getting this thing up and running and started. Does anybody know anybody that is retired or
The
something,
chamber would love to do
that would be interested?
I tried, right?
You're sitting with her.
Been there,
behind you.
been there, done
Been
it.
there, done
I
that.
can't believe she's thinking yes and it came out, no thank you.
No,
Yeah, somebody that has an agriculture or
Well, yeah,
even
somebody,
any
yeah,
type
that's
of,
been in town for a long time.
Now, believe me,
retired.
it's, they tried like hell to do it. They really did. They had a lot of people working on it, and it just,
It's not that it can't be done, it's just you gotta look at it
You gotta have the
differently.
manpower.
You're gonna have to put some big time into making it fly.
yeah, what it,
Well, you
the
need
whole
one
thing is this.
person.
They
that
only
can
do
fall
one
under.
person's gonna
They
have
only
to
do
spend
one
some big-
farmer's
question is,
market.
does anybody
They're
know
gonna go
one
where the
person?
volume is.
Nobody knows of any one person, maybe we should think about that.
All the
well,
good
and,
ones
and
understand.
that doesn't mean we can't really proceed with, you
All
know.
the good ones understand the there.
We should think of it.
But
Some
you
of
should.
yeah, yeah, if you got, taking
You know what
a look around.
There's some of these groups like the Lions, I don't know if the Masons have people that would be interested in that kind of stuff, or,
That are into agriculture.
yeah, or that might wanna take over a little project on Saturdays. I mean, I don't know, that doesn't mean that the Lions or the Masons or somebody couldn't have a table there, maybe we say, hey, put your table there, promote your stuff.
I did, Doug, they members, they're all buying.
Well, VFW, good.
Well, they definitely need to
Tell me
push
about
that.
it.
Don't you feel naked there?
Okay, Brian, this is your idea on the farmer's market, right?
I don't know, we got, not what
Your
we're
idea, farmer's market?
So,
He
right,
is by far
okay.
the youngest member.
What committee would this fall
I
under?
was the youngest one.
Can we plug this into one of the three committees?
Well, the problem being is that we wanna, I think we wanna move this a little bit faster than what.
A committee would move
Yeah,
it?
every month, you know, I think we wanna have this done in the next month or so, because I think what'll happen is, if we wait too long, we're not gonna capture as many people.
Yeah,
for-
no,
It would
do
be
it
an next
Together,
summer
and I'll invite you to
thing.
the Lions meeting.
Yeah, there you go.
You're always looking for presentations,
There you go.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, we can set up some, I don't work in the area, in this area, I work in Gaylord, so I'm trying to restrain from committing a whole bunch of time, like for that market manager and all that piece, I mean, I'd like to, but, I wouldn't be able to go around and
That's the
physically talk to
problem.
people.
Because everybody's got the same problem, time.
Yeah,
Yep. And I talked to Lisa a little bit about it, we plan on volunteering at it and helping out, but I don't think we could head it up, I got too much other stuff going on, but between her and I, we talked about maybe being able to volunteer time on a Saturday.
yeah, maybe like,
Like Melissa said, this is gonna suck up a whole bunch of time.
Well, and that's why I think maybe it should be put to just its own committee, and get 3 people that wanna talk about it and figure it out, and kinda move things along. And by next meeting, have it all ready to go.
sorry?
Do you have a kickoff date for this?
When's
Are you the chairman of this, Brian?
May, what is it?
That's like sweet.
Yeah, first weekend in May.
Where you born at?
If there was a farmer's market on Saturday mornings, we got things like the car show on a Saturday.
That's what I wanted to know, yeah.
Would
Yeah.
this be canceled on that particular Saturday? Or just keeps going,
I don't know.
car show and
because-
farmer's
We'd
market?
like to, the 4th of July is that Friday, something before, but basically, if it's outside of the area,
No, it'd be great if it's at the same time, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
there's 300 people for the car show or 1,000, and they can just walk right over to the vendor.
Town.
Show,
Well, that's good advertising.
that's straight.
And so I would like
If
to,
all people walk in the street will get a paper bag and put some.
Yeah,
Who's in charge of the
it'd probably be the busiest day of the year,
yeah,
and that's
parade,
that's
like
kind of the
4th
thought.
of July
so.
parade?
And now that you open up a lot of parking around that, by not,
We had a good idea that one day,
by
move it
keeping
up
it
into
in
the
town,
afternoon
letting
a little
everybody,
bit.
the traffic flow, I
That
think
would
you're
keep
gonna have
people
more
in town,
people.
just
in the
why
car
go all the
show.
way
If you get close
all
enough,
the way back.
there's too many cars in the old one.
I think you're just gonna have a lot of cars, cause you're gonna have the first 10 people are gonna get good parking spots and everybody else is gonna have to walk. I mean, you're still gonna have that issue, but,
Yeah.
And for the car show, I'll volunteer some golf carts and stuff, so.
Thank you, Chris.
'Cause we had,
That
yeah,
helps me.
We could have like a commuter parking area and have just have people.
we
do
were
whatever
thinking
they
maybe like up at a school
Yeah, I've got
nice
two
big
6-seater golf carts.
parking spot,
See,
and then maybe
Line of
tote
them.
people back and
Bebop
forth.
people
Line 'em
around.
up.
That'd
Park
be
up
great
there.
for, yeah, like senior citizens or something.
I also got a
Chris
bus.
is willing to donate a bus or a
14-seater
couple of golf
bus.
carts, that's less people that have to walk it, you know, if every 15 minutes they know
You
that
gotta have
there's
somebody with
a,
a chauffeur's
there's a
license.
shuttle going.
It was, I mean, we're gonna activate the bus this year, so, for the Pelican this.
Hmm.
It's shame doesn't, it goes around me all the time.
Yeah. They declare
No.
war.
Huh?
I heard
drop
everybody
the-
wants to stop there and
Do
change
they
it
drop
and
people
put-
like at the end of the
stop
drive
there.
and make them walk
No,
up?
we never did. What happened is 2 days before we were open, after we already worked the deal with the CFO, their St. Louis operation said, these guys are gonna do really good. They're gonna be a competitor, so we're not gonna stop our,
Transit.
yeah, we're not gonna start our transit bus going through there. They're not allowed to take anybody there. And what it did is it backfired on them. So it pissed everybody off. So now they play golf over there and eat our place and they don't eat any of their places. We had our customer appreciation day and they had their property owners day. Their property owners day had 20 people, we had 400. So it kind of backfired on them and so, they still drive by, but it's still bad because we still would get more customers. Can you imagine somebody on that bus going to Bel Air and they say, hey, can we stop there? What's there? And the guy goes, I can't stop there.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then without an explanation.
Right.
But I know a lot of the bus drivers, so they've been saying, oh, it's a really great place to eat, we just are not allowed to go there. Because we're only allowed to go to Bel Air. That's how they get around it.
So Brian, are you the chairman of that?
I can be the chairman of the committee, that's no problem.
Of the
So you're the
farmer's market
contact,
committee?
so you'll be the contact, okay. That's all I need to know. And if you're
Yeah,
having it on the
Brian
car
gets
show.
farmers
so let's,
On my list.
so then, is that what we're gonna do? Do we need to have a vote that we're gonna have a committee that does this? Farmers market?
She has a greenhouse.
Well, I think we need to go back to the law board, figure out exactly what you want to do after you.
I'll help you with that, Brian.
You look like you
We'll talk about it and make it happen. Let's just have
Okay,
it
so
ready
we're
by next
looking
meeting.
at Brian.
It should fall under one of the
and
groups,
Courtney.
so.
It should,
Still needs to fall under one of the 4 groups.
okay. Well, as an economic
And
development,
You can do it as a special.
right.
I don't think like a special
So you
project
do,
committee.
you do think it needs to be on one of the committees now?
You can't have 5, 6, 7, 8. Straggler. That's what they're gonna tell you, Main Street.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, so Tom, Brian, and I will talk about that. And then we'll move on to committee roles and handbooks, unless somebody wants to talk about the farmer's market more.
No, I think the farmer's market's a good idea to at least explore it.
All right, so we're proceeding with planning that.
This is something we should vote in?
I think we should vote that we want to do it, or look at doing it.
Okay, I make a motion that we pursue the farmer's market idea.
Yeah, we're not committing anything.
Pardon me?
Yeah, that sounds good. Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Committee roles and handbooks. In the email I sent out, there's some Main Street handbooks that I acquired that are in a PDF form. They're each like 30 pages long. I didn't want to print a copy for everybody because it was a lot of paper and a lot of printing and such. Yeah, it was pretty thick. So you have it in PDF form. I'm hoping most people have a computer they can access it on, or if they want to print it. Or if anybody needs a printed copy, let me know, and I'll print one on the printer. I just didn't want to do, 15 copies of it.
Street approach.
And when we met last, Tom came up with a list. I don't know, you want to talk about this a little bit, Tom? These lists?
Oh, yeah, I went through this and actually came and wrote down, I pulled out of there exactly what each of the
I don't have
4
one for everybody,
groups,
I don't think, but they're for the groups.
who they're supposed to work with and what they're designated to do. So that everybody isn't kind of reaching over and back and forth into everybody else, and we have people, everybody doing one thing and 3 people, or 3 things don't get touched. But this kinda gives you an idea of the organization, what you're supposed to do, and promotions, and then it says, these are the people you should be dealing with. So if you're dealing with somebody else that's not one of these, you're probably stepping on somebody else's toes. Okay, now you may be dealing with some of these, but they're on somebody else's also. But you wanna try to make sure that you're actually doing organization and promotion as one group, not the other people's things. And this, I just kinda came up with this, so it kinda gave you an idea of what you're supposed to be doing as a group, and not this wide range of
I
things.
still do it, Brian.
Economic
Do we have this for the other committees too? Or
Yes.
you just practiced on this?
The whole.
Or it's just got the rest?
There's one for each, there's one organization promotion, there's one that says economic restructuring,
Oh,
and
okay.
there's a third one that says something else.
Oh, I don't have the
It's,
second
it's for the
sheet.
committees that you're on.
It's only,
Oh.
he only gave you the one.
For the
that
committee
you
I'm
want.
on, I'm
wow.
sorry.
Yep, the committee that you're on
Don't
is
you
the.
touch
Well, I guess-
I wanna
it.
know what
That's
the
okay.
other ones are doing.
No, because then if you know, then you'll wanna do it.
No, I won't.
Oh, okay.
I have plenty on my own sheet.
Also, if you think
We
of
won't be able to
something,
keep you off them, you know?
if you have an idea that's not in your area, give it to the area it is. I mean, just because it's not your area doesn't mean it might not be a wonderful idea.
See, the blind squirrel can find that one for all, so you're saying.
But this came right out of the handbook is what it was. I was trying to figure out how we can kind of each know what we're supposed to be doing within our groups.
Well, we talked about that in our committee too, the same thing. We wanna know what you guys are doing, so we're not stepping on your toes and everybody's doing, you know, like sort of what just happened here, so.
Right.
This is good.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tom, for doing all that legwork.
Anybody else have anything they wanna add to that? I just wanted to.
I do wanna just say thanks to everybody that's doing different things, cause I feel like right now, I can't really offer a lot. I am just working so much and trying to keep my business and pay the bills, and I know that's the same story for all of us, but
And we all have times when we're busy and times when we're not.
I'm just,
So don't worry about it.
So this summer,
There's gonna be a
Yeah.
nice one.
this summer, when it's so warm, you're gonna have lots and lots of things to do.
I'll be mowing the grass, so you guys can use that lot next year.
There you go.
Get into air conditioning.
Will I be swamped again?
If there's nothing else about that, the committee rules and handbooks, you know, look at the handbooks, I guess. That's something from the Main Street program that's kinda helping to guide us in what we're supposed to be doing. We'll get more training as we go through the program. It'll kinda direct us and educate us. There's supposed to be a national Main Street event in Detroit this year. It's the first year it's been held in Detroit, sometime in May, and I expect to hear something about that in the next month or so. And where they have different seminars and different events going on down in Detroit. And it's highly recommended that some of us attend that. And I wouldn't mind going if I can swing it. I don't know if I can afford to necessarily. But, that's supposed to happen sometime in May, from what I've been told.
Too early for a ball game, so I'm not going.
Football games.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
April,
When does,
baseball starts.
They're usually about the
Last
first.
So
week
we
of
could do a
April.
ball game.
I was thinking the first.
Yeah,
Now you're going.
now I'm going. Apparently I found the money.
Make sure they're in town.
The baby doesn't need clothes.
I went to a Yankee game and it was 20 degrees.
Okay, that would just suck.
So anyway, that's happening in May. There's a lot of different seminars and different events and stuff going on involved with that. And we'll find out more as this goes along, so I'm hoping to hear a little bit more on Tuesday when during that webinar, how to find out and get some of these resources.
Okay.
Anything else regarding that?
There's only one sign up, really?
That's all it was given to. And I don't know if there can be multiple people that log in at the same time. I'll look and see. I'll find out.
I think you might be wrong, because normally almost
Yeah,
every one of them
there's
have
several
multiple
people.
signs. Yeah.
Then I'll look in that email. I don't have the email in front of me, but I'll look it up and I'll forward it on.
Yeah, you just group all in.
Yep, that'd be good. I'll look at it, 'cause I don't know, because it sounded like they wanted you to have speakerphone, and it sounded like.
They do, everybody has.
And everybody has their own.
Everybody just leaves theirs on mute, whoever's talking, then you can just unmute when you're talking about them. Then you put it on mute.
So they can't hear you.
And then
I'll find out and I'll email it out if I
Who
can.
came up with that dumb idea?
Did I hit the button?
And then you
I never remember if you
you
turned
gotta
it on
remember
or
to hit
off.
the button.
That's never happened before.
All right, if there's nothing else, move on to public comment. Is there any more public comment?
Hey, I just wanna say one thing, I was at a meeting today and I'm very excited about this, I sat on their board, it's the different chambers in this whole area and Grand Traverse and that. And the chambers are having it's gonna be September 2015, it's gonna be a kayak, festival. It's gonna start in Ellsworth. Reason I'm pushing this, I wanted to stop in Central Lake. From there, they're gonna go to Bel Air. From Bel Air, they're gonna go to, Torch, and they're gonna end up over in Elk Rapids.
So they're
It's gonna be a
pick the kayak up
3-day
and
event.
down.
And so this is just kind of on the horizon, this is what's happening, and it's coming down, and I don't know where the grant is with that, Ken, but maybe on the renovation down there, do you,
Should be by September, they're hoping,
okay,
as soon as the
This-
funds are released, they're ready to start work.
okay,
Or
they've
they're
got,
ready.
because they have grants, and they have all of these big money people that are behind this, pushing this,
Yeah.
and that's why I am on that, because I want to focus on Thurston Park and get these kayakers and get these people to stay here and
So
do
we've
things.
talked, actually kayak stations down there and everything, because there's a group in Traverse, I don't think of the name now, that is developing a water trail.
Oh,
They probably know that, they were out collecting information of all the points
Mm-hmm.
on the lake right now, so this is, it's a big deal everywhere.
it is,
Kayaking and water trails, and they're giving some grant money to do it. and-
The young generation.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Instead of snowmobiling.
We talked about getting lockers down there,
Yeah.
kayak racks and then lockers, so people
Okay,
can lock
I
themselves
just-
up and go uptown.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's on
Oh, wow.
board.
okay, so in case if you hear something, kind of what's going
How many young
on,
groups?
the
No, I don't have
four
kayak.
chambers are really
I did
involved in
kayak,
this.
That's a good
That's
idea.
wonderful.
Kayaking's.
Oh, yeah.
I might do that. It'd be fun.
All right, any other public
Something like
comment?
that, a shoehorn.
That's a long
That's a
ride.
long trip
Yeah, I know.
from Ellsworth to.
That's a long.
Is it all downhill?
It's that way. It's still a long way.
I got a sailboat motor that I put on mine.
It's all
That's
around.
a long way.
As long as they don't open the dam.
I did see a kayak at that fancy place in Traverse City that had pedals
Yeah.
and a motor. I didn't get that.
I don't know about, I know you put pedals in it, but I didn't know.
It's got a motor like a Minn Kota motor in the middle of the bottom of the kayak.
Oh, that's
So
kinda
you're
cheap,
doing
isn't
this?
it? Like fake
That's
paddles.
my kind of kayaking.
It was over $1,000 for this thing. You know, but I thought, boy, that's me.
Exactly.
But I just wanted to bring that to you
Motor.
guys' attention, just, it's out there, it's gonna happen,
2015?
2015.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice to set up a little something down in the park to get them to stop, whatever.
Oh, they're gonna stop, Ken. I'm,
You can help her in the gate across the water, right? And just pull this rope.
I'm putting the net
Detour.
out.
All right, let's,
You got the bathroom.
Chris is gonna put a bear tent down there.
Big-
They'll stop.
Got the big ocean
Yeah.
fishing rods and hooking them guys.
all right, let's move on, I guess. Move on
On
to,
herd tea or something, you know.
anybody got board comments?
I do, I
Does it run over like a couple of days?
when the lady came and first did a presentation about forming a DDA, she talked a lot about the TIF and the 20-year plan and all that stuff, and that's, I wonder where we're at on that. Are we progressing, moving forward, any progress?
That,
What's-
I think that falls under design committee, don't
Well,
you?
and to me, that seems to be kind of a top-notch priority there, and I just wanna know,
Bringing it back up.
Where we are.
Ken, you know,
I mean, that TIF money,
I
that's.
think I agree with
that's money.
Sonny. Now is the time to set up a TIF. Because property values are as low as they're going right
Yeah,
now.
I think
Now
that
is
needs
the
to
time
be
to do it.
carefree, like, yeah,
But that, I think that's gonna take some time. You probably looked into it too. It's
right.
there's a whole process you go through. You two have to come up with like a 20-year plan.
And then I guess my second
Goals.
question is how will the Main Street, will that work towards
Yes.
that, or, you know, I
Yes.
mean, let's,
Because the Main Street program actually is a method of doing things to get stuff done, like if you want grants for doing
well, would
historic
they be able
preservation.
to advise us on, you know, doing the farmer's market, or doing the ice rink, or all these things that we're going off and doing, but we don't have a, you know,
sort
I
of.
mean, we have lots of experience and the ideas and whatnot, but, well, how will this affect the TIF or the 20-year development or any of that stuff? I mean, I just wanna be comfortable knowing that the TIF and all that is still moving along here.
I think there needs to be somebody once again, or who's following through with that.
We gotta
Cause
find
we brought up about every meeting, I mean, that's
I need
where we're at, it's
somebody
like, well, yeah, we should do it.
experience.
I mean, that should be like,
They need some experience
I
in
agree.
those grants and done that.
Well, and
There's a lot of school teachers around there wrote a lot of grants.
I mean, it's not truly a grant, the TIF is, the plan we
Yeah,
set
but
up
some
that
of the
fits
wording-
Central Lake.
The Northern Lakes Economic Alliance can give us assistance and point us to the right people for that stuff. We need to sit down and figure out how to actually create nothing can happen without a development plan. You have to have a development plan before you even start talking TIF. You can't even discuss TIF
So
without that.
exactly.
Like a
So
couple
we need
people
to
meeting with
kick that.
them and really going into the details?
Yeah, well, I don't know where to start on the TIF, on the downtown development plan necessarily, but there's no sense in reinventing the wheel, it's been talked about before.
I will call, I'll do that, I'll volunteer to do something. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but I will
Knock
give us
it down
good directions on what we need to do, and
I agree.
so somebody knows what they're taking on, they say, oh, but she's right, that's something we need to do.
And cause, I mean, it's nice they come to the meetings, but somebody takes some time, sit down and have coffee with them on what we,
I'll find out what we need to do, and then I'll just say, Missy,
No,
no, I'll call
Well,
her
I mean, here,
and
we
see,
got,
seriously,
maybe the chair of each committee.
I agree.
The
can
TIF
be
part
on
of
that
things,
That's a
the downtown
big-
development plan.
big part of
Get it
DDA.
out.
is to
Well,
have a
design
design.
it
It falls
Have a
into that
20-year
direction,
development
say,
plan.
in order to get to it, you have to have these
No,
things.
Right,
and fundraisers are another.
right.
It starts
How do you
with
spell
big-
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, tax increment financing.
Find out what we need to do to make that happen, and we don't have to pursue that as necessarily part of the Main Street program, that can happen concurrently with what we're doing Main Street wise.
Well, my concern is that we're spending all our time working on everything excluding that. I just wanna be really
Yeah, I think that should be a whole
positive
separate
that that's
project
still
that's done.
chugging away.
Yep, so it doesn't fall through the cracks.
Well, I think once we figure out what you have to do, then we can break down what you have to do into each area.
I agree.
And then we can move much faster. But unless you have areas, it's kind of a hodgepodge of everybody trying to do everything. So we kind of broke it down into 4 different areas, and now anything we need to do should come in here and be broken down, who has to do what to accomplish this in those areas. And then everybody does what they have to do to make that happen, and we come back together and it happens.
Agreed, but I think that we need to have a basic understanding of what that 20-year plan actually is and how the TIP corresponds, because right now,
Well,
none of
once
us
you find
have a
out
clue.
what you have to do to get the TIF, then you start to figure out what we need to do. And we break that down, and part of that will be figuring out all of the things. We won't be figuring out one at a time.
So what would you like to see in 10 or 20 years?
I don't think we have that much time.
I think they do.
All right,
Maybe that's what we need to bring
Hi,
up.
Ron.
Hey, Tom, say
Hi,
that
Ron.
tomorrow.
Hi, Ron.
Chairman, do something.
Let's,
5-story
any
building.
other board comments?
No.
All right, that session's closed. Chairman comments. Chairman has no comments. Take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Tom, motion to adjourn.
Second it?
Okay,
Never mind.
Sorry,
one.
did I over?
No, you're good.
On the ring.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you,
No,
guys.
that's a little-
Good morning.
This is the shortest meeting ever.
Good question.
Yes.
You volunteered.
Well, that's fine, but I
Right on.
gotta give a little bit.
I heard it.
Volunteer.
Number one,
That's all. I think they make it seem more complicated.
We're gonna have a
It's a gap.
There can't.
It's like a green.
How many kids you guys have?
Oh, okay, well, that's not what.
Change it as you go.
Between two of us.
That's what I said. I'll
You guys are showing 3 right now. Every year on the way to.
I got all kinds of plans on, I'm trying to build one.
We don't know if this one's
across this way?
They don't
And how
know.
old are
So they're gonna be
So everybody's got a.
Okay, so they're the oldest.
Well,
If you're thinking one thing.
And then this
she's
thing.
thinking another.
Oh,
Well,
it's
then you can do the
That's what I wanted
Acted like
Let's deal on the
this.
park.
Oh, okay, well, they're gonna be back, this is gonna be, the front's gonna
Okay,
be.
now we got plans on the park?
Oh, yeah. Engineer on it for a while.
Where they at?
They've been at the office, they've been on the website. I think they're still on it. I'll make sure you're on the World Wide Congress and it's part of the grant.
Isn't it cool? What I'm trying to find is,
What about more dock space?
Oh, wow, more piers going
These guys are.
I just wanna see if you got the duck there.
Have it done?
It's kind of cool kid.
Where your dog must be on a certain leash.
Another thing, you know, thinking about here. Only the dogs away from get repaid. I don't know what that's gonna bring. I got people.
So Bill's gonna be creative about he doesn't want.
How's your job going? Doing the cigarette thing?
Out here.
And Tina's working with you? Oh, life's good?
No, that one there, the mortars are. I wanted that building, you know, but I started looking at more. I said, "Oh, I gotta follow this."
Yeah, it is, I mean, I've been doing it for 2 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. So there's still, yeah, there's still gonna be cars parked in front of it. But not all of the property. So it'll be just really the same as you
I'm
know.
gonna try to find Jerry's.
Okay, so there's no change really.
Oh, when you're in?
Oh, I didn't mention
You mentioned the for sale.
Kitty, well, there.
I told him I'm 4 years old.
You got years, it's gotta happen now. Maybe you knows you're serious, it happens now, we're moving out. Or looking,
I think it's
might get his attention, you know what I mean?
Well, I love it.
It becomes a real car show again.
Right, so we're kind of like working out, tweaking some of the things because everybody wants to be.
He loves it at this point. Maybe all of a sudden he realizes if you move up, what's he gonna do? Make sure you feel better off the sales now and then.
And then maybe just do one side.
We usually have about 120 vehicles, that's what I was talking to Scott about.
Oh,
I mean, I just wanna.
Just moving ahead.
We start from here to run out.
Tuesday, 4:00.
Yeah.
In the morning,
But
yes.
and then,
Yeah, and
I've
everyone
already
can see,
talked to
'cause
Scott about it.
Right,
Scott has
some
all
things
this
you
stuff.
can send off and we'll keep them logging.
That's what I wanna do, right now, nobody's any more.
Cars start parked right in front of Bill's, but they won't be on the property.
Yeah, that's
Repair.
So it'll work out fine.
I'll forward it on there right away.
I think, you know,
I'm gonna shut off the phone, you know. It'll be off. There's a lot of people now.
I know.
you have problems, you need help. And you need that done.
Like you told me.
I mean, we're not here because we have to.
Here, you.
Well, wait a minute, you didn't have to laugh on it, you could have argued a little bit.
You know what I'm here for? I'm here to see if Fuzzy wants to make a donation of the certificate for the skating, for the, not the skating, for the Winterfest.
In my industry.
For a prize.
The problem we have, the problem we have in Fuzzy is our price is like $15.
That's what, they don't care. What Rob Tyler told me, if they wanna give $10, $15, whatever, they just want to have something they give out. This is prizes, it's for the Winterfest on March 1st. I don't even know what all they're giving out prizes for.
Who's doing
I
it?
don't know, Rob.
You contact Rob Tyler.
Can you send me an email with his name and what they want? I'm just gonna take care of it, I'll send it back.
We should have a lot, everybody should have everybody. Sure, but I don't know
Well,
why.
I think that's on.
Okay.
I'm gonna be gone till Monday.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking for. If we have outside power, here's your place. Because we have two bands.
Let's say somebody.
No, I've got coupons on the bottom.
Two bands.
Let's say some guy came.
And so, you know, like.
I guess I'll get you. Is that gonna be a team that we're talking about? Where are we at? The boxes? Put a band in?
Oh, no, just have those flyers, because the flyers I'd hand out.
Well, that's another thing that we need to.
Is that gonna be open by then? You know, I mean, put a band in there?
Well, as soon as spring to get started. We can go in there and clear that up. And as soon as we get another month, I think we need to move away from what we're talking about here and look what has to be done next.
Yes.
Man, oh man.
And I think that would be one of our top of the list.
I would think that would be done by the car show. You know what I mean? And then you'd have less space to use.
If I've got one, would that be a nice spot for
Corey's saying, yeah, we can't imagine we can't get power in from somebody.
The insurance company. Right next to it.
Somebody's gonna let us
Corey and the
call or
insurance
someone,
company.
we're not talking.
We're fine. We got
Next hour. That's what I'm saying.
We'll get,
Somebody will get some.
you tell us where you wanna do it. We'll find a way to make it.
I think it'd be a great spot.
No, I'm not gonna tell you it's nothing.
I think it'd be a really great spot.
I do too.
I would like to see right there, is where you give the trophies away.
Oh, that could be nice.
Well, we're kinda looking, you know, I don't make the, I know, but see, I can't do this.
Well, I'm just saying,
I know, I'm open for
really, that's what we
suggestions.
wanted to be used for down the road. I'm sorry, this open space.
Because it's kind of a neat little, that's a neat little cove.
But the idea is, to do it as a skating rink, is to paint all the walls, one color, look like you're going into a theater, and then put up theater lighting inside of it, and have a little skating rink.
Hey, not to change the subject, are you going to Florida or someplace, or where are you leaving tomorrow?
Oh, no, I'm actually going on a church weekend.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, I thought maybe you were going south.
Well, I am going south, it's not far enough.
I'm not near far enough south, right?
Actually, I'm wondering where all the snow is now.
Oh, jeez. Okay, all right,
Hey,
so, thanks for the
coming.
call. Well,
No, thank you for coming. Susie, we love what you're doing. We do. Really, I'm not just saying that.
Well, good.
Well, yeah, you gotta retain the talent, the people here.
I've heard a lot of.
No, that's gonna do great.
I saw this and it had about 40 foot in it. I thought, everybody's gonna be
Oh,
charged.
no, we don't want that.
She said, no, we're gonna close it right
Right
here.
here, yeah, absolutely.
And the cars are gonna go in front of Bill's place.
Someone hold up.
And then kick you over and park. That's why I fill downhill first.
Yeah, now we have.
Yep, absolutely. That's what you want.
They do it from this end down and this is empty. She is moving this is going to be closed right there on the line. And there's going to be the booths right here on line, it just can't be on Bill's property.
Okay.
But nothing is on anybody's property.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
That is.
This is exciting.
It's the best thing they've done.
When you don't close the street,
Downtown, it went through the roof. These people love parking cars on paved streets and no dust and don't want traffic.
well, I'll tell you the other thing.
Yeah,
is if you take this front side, all of these marketplace in front of these.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I get it, but
So you got fruits and vegetables, you got artwork, you got, car show leaves, that stays.
Yeah.
You gotta get away from closing streets, you need to bring it to that,
it's only
one block area and then move it to the 2 block. I would bet you $100 the grocery store will take everything in front of their place and put all their fruit and vegetables.
Oh my gosh, if they don't, they'd be crazy.
They would,
Yeah.
because somebody else can take it.
If we well, the concern is the ADA,
You only gotta leave 3 feet, pretty much. You gotta leave an entrance to the buildings a little wider where they turn. You just point and get, nobody will complain, but you hate to have all this plan in place and all set up, some, oh, you can't do it because they get.
If we have a way, if we take a perimeter, let's say the buildings are running this way, and we build something that's shelved coming off of that, that we can push in there. Okay, so now for the $20, they don't have to bring their whole setup, they just bring what they wanna show and push it on there when they're done. Now, the city would have to bring them in, drop them, and pull them off.
you're talking like carts, like
I'm
shelving
just saying,
carts.
yeah, they don't need it. Bring your fruit, bring whatever you wanna sell, here's your shelving, and from, if we say, okay, from the wall, the building, we come out 3 feet, and then we have another 3 or 4 feet for walking, you still have 3 or 4 feet on both sides of the street.
Go up to like building trades and you say, don't these things or whatever, we got lots of good options like that.
All of a sudden, the entire town becomes part of the farm market, so now Bachman's is part of it, the fudge is part of it.
Yeah, people
You're not
standing
walking
right there in front of their business.
Ours will kill anybody's downtown farm market.
That's what we have to do. If we want to separate, we gotta get the farmer, we don't have
We gotta do
anywhere
it
else.
better,
Exactly.
not just, oh, we have one because everybody else has it. When you do this downtown, you take 3 feet.
What I'm saying is
story?
What I'm saying is,
People are gonna love walking the
Well,
streets here.
the only thing is
That's
you
what
gotta
we
get
want.
business owners to buy in on it, 'cause otherwise, well, what, they got
Anything about
farming stuff out in front of my, or vegetables out in front of my business, I
The
mean,
That's why they wouldn't want
sidewalk
it.
is run by the village.
that's true.
So the village is gonna send a note out saying, for the summer, we're gonna do marketplace in these areas, so if we have things out in front,
and so,
just remove them.
um,
And we'll have to find a way to do
We're
the same
probably
thing with our
the,
chairs and that during the
we're the 24th
market.
days.
Maybe we could build something in the
So
whole
if somebody
school,
comes to Washington.
so that it, we push the folder up and the benches fit underneath it.
That helps.
So that way you don't have
They
to
go to our
move them.
webpage, I look one thing.
You know, because the benches are gonna be like 6 feet. If we do like a 10 foot,
Right.
okay, so then we just push this in right over, on front of it, we just space the benches so that it
Fairfax
fits.
County School, 200 schools.
And now for the $20.
All the school districts. So they look at that and they say, what's.
Drop your stuff, and when you're done, take your stuff home, and we'll come up, we'll pick up these
You have
10 or 15 or 20
major
booths,
hospitals.
we'll just put them in a, we have some place store.
I'm sure there's a
Yeah,
spot.
that's kind of something, look at.
But you see how nice it is?
Yeah.
I mean, now we provide a service to the guy that's here, and he doesn't have to do anything but bring his goods. All right, we're charging him $20, he's right down
would
the
say that,
house.
I
Okay?
looked at yours
I
at the
think it's-
beginning.
Because they're not, like I said, they're not gonna come whether it's $5 or 20, it's not the price, it's the
that's-
reason they're not
Well,
coming.
how do you do it?
Yeah. Nobody said no because it's $5.
You gotta
That's all.
create the excitement, you
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
have
what
the
you can do
look,
is.
and you gotta be different than everybody else.
Right, and nobody else is doing it.
Yeah,
And
that's
that was the whole idea was put in the street there was to stop traffic, to make people go, whoa, we have to go around this, and it says farmer's market on each side, so they're gonna park and
As
walk.
soon as
and
they
they'll
find
see
out
that.
the hotel is a farmer's market, they'll be coming from everywhere.
Our thing is.
And nobody's doing it.
Because
Right.
Clark Construction.
I think
I get too excited to keep going.
Clark goes.
Yeah, that's right here.
22 million.
All right, well,
We'll get
I
down,
love the
we
car
have the
show.
grant for the park, they're fixing the whole state for us, let's get everything coming
Yeah, I don't know how
together.
it gets any better than
You
that.
know,
If you got somebody who's like.
They changed it.
That's not
Originally
what
what
the
what they
GC,
showed, and
you might
she was
use
mistaken, I didn't say the car.
I know, I
Bite your tongue.
that's what I did, I just.
I made notes when she said that. he wouldn't have it.
Events are-
And then afterwards, she got to cross them off.
Events do it, so I did the sound guy, events have gotta come to, it's just, that's nobody being powerful, events have to be,
It allows everybody to work together.
and then everybody's got
You
the same
become the
page.
focal point.
Yeah, and
So
then we
that
get the
all the
information, and there it
Say, well, you
is,
can't do that because they're doing this.
because of this, or that,
Right.
exactly.
You two need to talk.
Yeah, yeah, that's all it's about,
Meeting
is
time for
to
the.
gather information in one place, so everybody
Everybody
knows
lock
what's
the
going on.
door.
Yeah, let's get out of here, guys.
About,
I don't know if these are some of these extra ones, I'll take them.
March 1st is official tournament.
I think she just need to come and, speak her piece.
Well, it really struck me as, we need to get with Missy and talk to her.
No.
I tried to, I called her and left her a message.
The whole lack of communication was the chamber didn't come to the village. I mean, that truly is it. It's like, they're gonna have a car show. They said, yes, okay, great, you're gonna have a car show. But they didn't go through the process of coming to the village and saying, what about the streets? That's why we're just coming a little short. 1-page form, no fees, no nothing. Very, very simple. But so, you at least need to stamp the rules, everybody knows it.
It worked out
And that's all,
perfect.
it did.
And I think that, you know, it wouldn't have worked out perfect if it didn't happen the way it happened.
Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it happened. Yeah.